Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story about what if Naruto has inheritance in My Little Pony. Before I start, please support for more amazing content and do consider subscribing to my channel and share this video with your friends. This is written by D Nasty and link in description and support writer. Let's start the video. Reading prologue. The dimensional rebirth. It was the afternoon in Equestria as Twilight Sparkle recent Alicorn Princess was happily laughing and talking with her friends, Pinkie Pie, Applejack, Rainbow Dash, Rarity, Fluttershy, her assistant and little brother Spike, and the cutie mark crusaders Sweetie Belle, Apple Bloom, and Scootaloo in the castle of friendship in the kitchen eating treats. And then I was like Wapo. In his face and told him, you don't mess with Ponyville's dragon boy. Just as I was about to be declared the hero, I fell out of my bed and woke up. Spike said, stuffing a piece of cake in his mouth. Sounds like you had quite the dream, Spike. Apple Bloom laughed. Tell me about it. Ever since he saw that action show he's been having dream about being a hero in a grand adventure. Twilight giggled. I swear, Spike has more imagination than a pig thinking of a muddy paradise. Applejack chuckled. Oh, he's got quite the imagination, all right. Rainbow Dash snickered. Got that right. Scootaloo snickered as well. Hey, there is nothing wrong with letting your imagination run wild. Sweetie Belle defended. That's right, little sister. Rarity agreed, nodding her head. Yeah. If there wasn't any imagination, I wouldn't be able to throw lots of parties. Pinkie Pie exclaimed. It feels nice being together like this after a hard day of working. Fluttershy smiled. You're right about that, Fluttershy. Twilight grinned. Before they could enjoy their get-together more, Spike's cheeks puffed out before belching out a scroll. A scroll? Rarity said. What's it say, Spike? Twilight asked. Hang on. Spike opened the scroll and began to read it out loud. Twilight, something has happened in the castle, and I need you, your friends, Spike, and the Q-Ite Mark Crusaders, to come to the throne room immediately where me and Luna wait your arrival. Princess Celestia. He finished before looking at Twilight. Sounds important. Why does Princess Celestia want us and Spike to come? Sweetie Belle wondered. Yeah. I get Rainbow Dash and the others, but us? Scootaloo said, confused. It doesn't seem right somehow. Apple Bloom said. Maybe it's a secret party. Pinkie Pie gushed in excitement. I smell something fishy going on here. Applejack said suspiciously. Well, we won't find out till we go see the princess. Fluttershy said. Fluttershy's right. Rainbow Dash said. I completely agree. Rarity said. Alright then everyone, let's go. Twilight said as everyone got up and left. At Canterlot in the throne room. Princess Celestia was pacing back and forth in the room in front of the thrones as Princess Luna was sitting in hers watching her sister. Celestia, calm down. I'm sure Twilight and her friends will be here soon. Luna assured. I know, Luna. But I just can't help but feel uneasy by what's about to happen. Celestia sighed. Hey, I'm worried too. But pacing around in worry is going to do nothing but make your mane have gray hairs. Luna said, getting off the throne and walking towards her older sister. I suppose you're right. Celestia said, trying to calm down. Princess Celestia. Celestia and Luna turned around to see Twilight, her friends, Spike, and the Q-Ite Mark Crusaders come into the room. Twilight, you came. Celestia said in relief. When we got your message we came as soon as possible. Twilight said. So what's the issue, Princess Celestia? Applejack asked. Well, me and Celestia were just relaxing in the courtyard when all of a sudden a strange message appeared out in front of us. Luna explained. But I didn't have Spike send you a message. Twilight said. Yeah, I haven't sent one all day. Spike added in. We know, but this was magically empowered. Celestia said, turning her head to the throne as her horn glowed and came a gold piece of paper and presented it in front of the group. Read what it says. Everyone leaned in to read the letter. Princess Celestia and Princess Luna. I want you to gather Twilight and the other bearers of harmony, along with her assistant Spike and the Q-Ite Mark Crusaders to the throne room. Failure to do so, well, you can find out at your own risk. Anonymous. Sounds shady. Rarity frowned. Yeah. Fluttershy whimpered. So why did this Anonymous wanted us here? Sweetie Belle asked. Yeah, we're just fillies. Scootaloo said. And I'm not anyone important either. Spike said. I don't know. I fear we have to face a new evil. Celestia frowned. Now that's not nice. I'm no evil. A male voice said out of nowhere. Everyone tense and huddled up, looking around as the voice came from everywhere. Who's there? Luna shouted. You ponies need to chill. The voice chuckled. Show yourself. Rainbow Dash shouted. Get behind me, Apple Bloom. Applejack said as her sister hid behind her. I'm scared. Apple Bloom muttered. Hey, I'm not scary. Little one. You say that, but we think differently. Twilight frowned. Really now? Enough. Who are you? Celestia demanded. All in due time, princess, but first a change of scenery. All of a sudden there was a flash of light that blinded everyone, making them close their eyes as everything bathed in light. When it stopped, the throne room was empty. Somewhere else in another location. Ugh, my eyes. Twilight groaned, rubbing her eyes as she woke up and looked around to see everybody else on the floor waking up. Every pony alright? I think so, Twilight. Celestia said, getting up. Sister, look. Luna said, making everyone look around to see they were in a pure white fancy living room with several golden laced red velvet couches, a large table, and a large flat screen TV on the wall. Where are we? Applejack asked. Oh my. Look at this room, the decor here is simply divine. Rarity exclaimed, looking at the room with wonder. This is not the time to look at the fancy room, Rarity. Rainbow Dash scoffed. What is going on? Pinkie Pie asked. I can answer that. Everyone turned around to see a flash of light before it faded to reveal a man in a black coat-like cloak with a hood over it, covering his face from them, wearing black gloves and boots, floating in the air with his legs and arms crossed. His sudden appearance made everyone on guard and the young dragon and Phil's tense. The figure waved his right hand. Oh, chill out. I ain't gonna hurt you guys. I just needed to get your attention for you all to come here. You see, as someone of another universe and me felt you all needed it to watch about someone who will become very important in your lives. Whether it's entertainment or teach you something, I don't know. I just have to make sure you ponies watch this universe. He said, moving his hand behind and pulled out a thick white covered book labeled Adventures of the Equestrian Ninja before tossing it in front of Celestia. If you just wanted us to read some book, then why do you threaten us? Celestia asked. Cause I knew if I made it sound like a threat you would get Twilight and the other to come running here. The cloaked man said. So why did you have her bring my sister, her friends, and Spike here? Applejack asked him. I figured they could use a good red watch too. He shrugged. Well, I say we don't do it and leave out of here. Spike shouted. Oh, feisty little guy, aren't you? The cloaked man chuckled, waving his hand, making blue energy surrounded as the same kind enveloped around Spike before he floated toward him, making the young dragon shout in surprise. I like that. Spike. Sweetie Belle shouted. Put him down. Twilight demanded as her horn along with Rarity, Celestia, and Luna's glowed, preparing to attack him. Not so fast. The cloaked man waved his other hand that glowed blue, enveloping the three alicorns and unicorn in the same energy, making Twilight, Rarity, Celestia, and Luna feel cut off from their magic as their horns stopped glowing. Sister, I can't feel my magic. Luna shouted. What did you do? Celestia said. I removed your magic so you don't try anything funny. The cloaked man said. And for extra measures. He snapped his fingers as the same glow covered the two earth ponies and two Pegasi, making them feel cut off too. There, now either of you can fly or use your strength. Oh yeah. Rainbow Dash challenged, jumping up and flapped her wings. Only to fall face first into the ground. Told you. The cloaked man snickered. Ain't no fair. Pinkie Pie whined. You better let us go or you'll be sorry. Spike shouted, trying to get out. What you gonna do about it, dragon boy? The cloaked man said, scratching underneath Spike's chin with his finger. Only for him to bite said finger. All was quiet and no one said a word. Ouch. The cloaked man simply said, pulling his finger out of Spike's mouth before he looked at him as his eyes glowed red, scaring him and everyone else. You dare bite me while I haven't done anything to you? Aye, Spike shuddered. Now I guess I have to give you something to make you behave. He said, putting his hand slowly behind him and pull something out. Leave him alone. Scootaloo shouted. Everyone's breath hitched, feeling helpless as the cloaked man pulled what he got out. Only to fault when they saw it was a large cream-colored gem. A gem? Rainbow Dash yelled. That's right. The cloaked man nodded before presenting it to Spike. If you behave, I'll give you this. He offered. Ha. You can't bribe me with gems. Spike scoffed, crossing his arms, turning his head to the side. A cheesecake flavored. The cloaked man said. Gim. Spike drooled, putting his hands out in a grabbing motion. Good boy. The cloaked man soothed, patting Spike on the head before giving him the gem as he started nibbling on it. Spike. Where's your self-respect? Twilight yelled. It's a cheesecake-flavored gem, Twilight, come on. Spike whined as he continued to eat it. Yeah, relax, nobody's hurt. The cloaked man backflipped in the air. I think we can trust him. Fluttershy said, speaking for the first time. What makes you say that, Fluttershy? Rarity asked. Well, think about it. He hasn't attacked us once, he hasn't been giving off an evil vibe, he even treated Spike a gem when he bit, which he shouldn't have. Fluttershy explained. Oh, thanks Fluttershy. No wonder you are the sweetest pony there is. The cloaked man gushed, making Fluttershy blush in embarrassment. Hey. I'm sweet too. Pinkie Pie pouted. True. The cloaked man nodded. So I think we should all calm down and work this out. Fluttershy said as everyone eased up. She then turned to the cloaked man. Excuse me, but could we know your name as well as see your face, please? Well, since you ask so nicely. The cloaked man pulled his hood down, showing his tan-skinned face having spiky black hair like clouds from Final Fantasy and golden brown eyes that shinned with warmth. A human, Celestia muttered. Human? What's that? Apple Bloom asked. Creatures who lived in Equestria but don't anymore. Luna answered. That's right, I'm a human. As for my mind, well, promise not to laugh. He said, blushing, looking to the side. Why? Applejack asked. It's kinda embarrassing, the man muttered. We won't laugh. Fluttershy said. Yeah. It can't be that bad. Pinkie Pie said, waving her left hoof. Alright, my name is D Nasty. He said. Everyone was silent. Snort. Rainbow Dash and Scootaloo puffed out their cheeks, trying not to laugh as well as everyone else. See? You're gonna laugh. D Nasty shouted. That set everyone off as they rolled on the floor, laughed their butts off. WW, what kind of name is D Nasty? Twilight laughed. That sounds too funny. Applejack giggled. I will skin you alive. D Nasty threatened. But that only made them laugh harder. I knew I shouldn't have let my sister name me. D Nasty growled with his eyebrow twitching. After a few minutes. Are you done now? D Nasty asked with his eyes closed, arms crossed and a tick mark on his head as everybody was sitting down on the couches with him sitting in a rocking chair between the couches. I apologize for laughing. Celestia coughed, trying not to laugh anymore. I'm sorry too, D Nasty. Fluttershy said, ashamed. We're sorry. The Cutie Mark Crusaders said, nodding their heads. I think I speak for all of us when I say we didn't mean to laugh at your name. Twilight said. It's alright. D Nasty sighed before looking at the group. So you all ready to read? Watch this bitch. Twilight cleared her throat, pointing to the kids. Right, kids, sorry. Are you ready to read? Watch the sucker. Much better. Twilight nodded. So what's this book about? It's about Naruto's life in your world, Equestria. D Nasty said. Who's Naruto? Spike asked. Naruto is a ninja from another reality. D Nasty said. Ooh, we're going to be reading about a ninja. Will we see him wearing black, having smoke bombs, ninja stars, and attack in the night? Pinkie Pie asked excitedly. Well, he will do ninja stuff, just not like you expect. D Nasty chuckled. Now, as you read the story, the events will show up on the giant TV in front of you, and sometimes there will be a button that will appear on the table that will play a certain song during a specific scene. Food and drinks will be provided for you, so don't worry about that, and there are bedrooms where you can sleep. You don't have to worry about the outside world since I have stopped time while all of you are in here reading the story. He explained, getting nods from them. Now then, who wants to read first? D Nasty asked. I will. Twilight said, raised her left hoof. I knew you would. D Nasty said, making the book float toward Twilight, who opened it. You may begin. Alright then. Twilight said, reading the book. Prologue. The Dimensional Rebirth. On a stormy day, at a waterfall with two tall statues facing each other at opposite ends. Two boys face off at both ends of the waterfall. On the left was Sasuke Uchiha, the last of the Uchiha and wielder of the Sharingan. His clan was killed by his elder brother and swore to avenge his clan by killing his brother. He was a member of Squad 7 in the Hidden Leaf Village until he defected from the village to join Orochimaru, a rogue ninja, in order to gain power upon receiving the curse mark. But is currently obstructed by his teammate. Wait, hold up, someone's brother killed his entire family. Applejack shouted in shock. How horrible. Luna gasped. That's not even the worst part. D Nasty said. Twilight decided to continue reading. On the right was Naruto Uzumaki, the pariah of the village, and the Jinchuriki of the nine-tailed fox. The fourth Hokage sealed the nine-tailed fox in him when it attacked the village, since then people saw him as the fox reincarnate and mistreated him. Hence Naruto decided to become Hokage so as to gain recognition from the villagers. He was also a member of Squad 7 and is currently attempting to stop Sasuke from abandoning the village. Nine-tailed fox. What's that? Rainbow Dash asked. A nine-tailed fox is a demonic chakra that means energy from their world being in the form of a large village-sized fox with 9 tails that can cause earthquakes and tsunamis. D Nasty said. That sounds scary. Sweetie Belle whimpered. What's a Hokage? Spike asked. The Hokage is like the leader of the village, like how Celestia and Luna are rulers of Equestria. D Nasty said. So this Naruto guy had a 9-tailed demon fox sealed inside of him by this fourth Hokage and has only been seen as the fox in a village that hates him. Rarity asked. Yep. The fourth Hokage died sealing the fox inside Naruto. Pretty messed up, huh? D Nasty. Try outrageous. How can they hate a child for something he had no control over? Celestia let out an angry huff. If only the Leaf villagers were as smart as you. D-Nasty chuckled as Twilight continued to read. There is no way you are going to beat me, dope. I will get the power to kill my brother and you are not going to stop me. Shouted Sasuke in his cursed state level 2 while preparing his Chidori. I won't let you got to Orochimaru, Sasuke. Even if I have to drag you back to the village beaten to an inch of your life. I will keep my promise to Sakura-chan no matter what, believe it. Shouted Naruto in his tailed beast cloak, channeling chakra to his right hand to form a Rasengan. The TV showed the scene and everyone except D-Nasty was surprised by what they saw. They're practically children. Fluttershy gasped. Yeah, with cool powers. Scootaloo grinned. Yeah, in this world children trained to be warriors and killers at age 5. D-Nasty said, shocking the mares, fillies, and young dragon. That's barbaric. Rarity shouted. How can they take children at the age of 5 and turn them into soilders? Twilight yelled. It's just the way things are. D-Nasty shrugged. Everyone frowned at this before Twilight started reading again. After preparing their most powerful techniques, both boys leapt into the air and clashed their attacks. However, Sasuke's Chidori grazed past and slammed into Naruto's heart while Naruto's Rasengan slammed into Sasuke and sent him crashing into the cliff wall and knocked him out. As Naruto lay on the ground dying, he thought, looks like I won't become Hokage after all, but at least I kept my promise to Sakura-chan. He smiled with satisfaction before closing his eyes and his breathing stopped. It was on that day a ninja by the name Naruto Uzumaki died in order to bring back his teammate. How horrible. A child dying at a young age. Luna cried. I would be devastated if anything happened to Apple Bloom. Applejack frowned, hugging her sister, who hugged back. As would I with Sweet Belle. Rarity said, hugging her sister as well. Yeah, nothing more important than family. D-Nasty smiled. When Naruto opened his eyes, he was in a dark sewer standing before a large gate with a paper with word written seal on it. Behind the gate lay the 9-tailed fox. That's a big fox. Apple Bloom squeaked in fear. I think it's cute. Pinkie Pie laughed. I agree. It looks harmless. Fluttershy nodded in agreement. What are we looking at? Rainbow Dash asked. We're looking at Naruto's mindscape. I plane in his mind that represent his soul. D-Nasty said. But it's a sewer. Twilight pointed out. Hey, Naruto's had a rough life. What'd you expect? D-Nasty said. Why are you here? I am supposed to be dead and you are to be gone. Said Naruto with a confused look on his face. I was thinking the very same thing, Brat, but I sense another presence coming here, said the fox, who was confused as well. That was because I brought both of you here. A voice spoke up. Both of them turned to see a woman appear in a flash of white light. She wore a pure white kimono with white hair and glowing eyes. Her presence just emitted power that dwarfs even that of the 9-tailed fox and demanded no opposition. Wow. Spike, Sweet Belle, Apple Bloom, and Scootaloo breathed in awe, as did the other mares. Indeed. Celestia said. Who are you? Asked Naruto with a slight fear in his voice. I am who you mortals call Kami-sama, said the goddess with a smile on her face. She's the god of Naruto's world fee. D-Nasty said as everyone nodded their heads in thanks. Why are you here? Are you here for our souls? Naruto asked in confusion. She shook her head and said, not exactly, I came here for something else, but first I want to know what you would want me to do with the 9-tailed fox's soul. Naruto thought for a while before saying, if anything, I want you to send the fox back to the Makai world. This earned a surprised look from both the fox and the goddess, as both thought that he would want the fox's soul to be destroyed. Why do you request that? I thought you hated me and want to be rid of me? Asked a fox, with the goddess wondering the same thing. After everything he went through because of the fox, I'm surprised too. Rainbow Dash said. I think he has a reason, Rainbow Dash. Applejack said. I studied at the library and noticed that there were no records of other attacks, and so I came to the conclusion that you were controlled to attack the village and that it wasn't your fault. I also found out that the 4th Hokage was my father, as he wouldn't sacrifice another parent's child for the ceiling, and I already forgave him, but I couldn't find out about my mother though, said Naruto sadly. The 4th Hokage was his dad. Spike shouted. What kind of parent would seal a demon inside their own kid? Celestia frowned. He was the leader of the village at that time, and as a leader, he had to make a tough choice, no matter how much he didn't like it. I'm just saying I understand, but I don't agree with it. I mean, you should know about making tough decisions, Celestia. D-Nasty said. Yes, I suppose. Celestia sighed. Your mother was Kushina Uzumaki, who was from the village of Whirlpool, said the goddess. Thanks for telling me, said Naruto happily. At least he knows who his mom is. Scootaloo smiled. As they were talking, there was flash of bright light, and when it faded, it revealed a sea blue broadsword with an outward motif for the guard, and in the center is a white swirling energy hovering in the air. As Naruto looked in wonder, the sword floated towards him and began to glow as if to gesture for him to take it. When Naruto took it, he felt chakra flow through him and it felt warm within him. What a cool sword. Spike smiled in wonder. See, could that sword that be? I thought it was only a myth. The fox exclaimed with shock. What do you mean? Asked Naruto with curiosity. Kami explained, that sword is known as the Kasei no Ha. It is a sword that came into existence by itself and emits pure energy. No one was able to wield it including myself, but it seems to accept you due to your pure heart. You truly are a phenomenon. Thank you for choosing me, said Naruto, to which the sword glowed as if happy. Then the goddess spoke, the reason I am here is to give you a second chance, but it will be in another world where you can live a new life. I accept the offer, and I promise to not disappoint you and protect my new precious people, believe it? Said Naruto with a foxy grin. Hey kid, I wish to grant a gift to you as a sign of gratitude and apology for everything, said the fox. What kind of gift is it? Asked Naruto. I will unlock your bloodline limit that you inherited from your mother, which is the Chakura no Sosa Gejutsu, that is the ability to manipulate chakra into any form, and I will also grant you my chakra even when I am gone. A generous offer. Rarity smiled in approval. How nice of him. Twilight smiled. I think he's just a big softie. Pinkie Pie laughed. I agree. Fluttershy nodded her head. Thanks for everything, but before you leave, could you tell me your name? Asked Naruto. Fox looked surprised before smiling and saying, my name is Kurama. Okay Kurama, maybe one day we would meet again. Kurama nodded at Naruto before disappearing to the Makai world, leaving him with Kami. Well then, now I will send you off, and you should know that in that dimension, you will be in a different form, and there are dark forces that require you to aid others to defeat, said Kami. Okay, goodbye and thank you for everything, said Naruto before disappearing as well. I will be watching over you, Naruto Uzumaki, said the goddess with a smile on her face. Reading ch1. Learning to walk before running. So, does anyone else want to read or let Twilight continue reading? D-Nasty asked everyone. I think we should let Twilight continue to read for now. Celestia said as everyone else nodded in agreement. Okay then. You heard them, Sparkles. D-Nasty said looking at her. Don't call me Sparkles. Twilight wind. It is a funny nickname. Spike snickered. You hush. Twilight said before she started to read the book. Chapter 1. Learning to walk before running. When he opened his eyes, Naruto noticed that he was in a cave with crystals embedded in the walls that glow brightly with energy that feels foreign to him. Speaking of which, he noticed that he felt that he couldn't feel his fingers or toes for that matter. When he tried to stand, he rather stood on all four legs instead of two. Oh. What exotic crystals. Rarity gushed. Jill sis. Sweetie Belle sweat dropped. Okay, this feels weird, said Naruto, trying not to freak out, but when he looked at a crystal that reflected at him. Well, let's just say that people are lucky not to be near him, for they would have gone deaf from his screaming. What happened to me? Yelled Naruto, panicking all over place while tumbling around. After 10 minutes of senseless screaming did he finally calm down, then he remembered what Kami told him earlier before. That was pretty funny. Pinkie Pie laughed. Yeah. The way he was panicking and falling over was priceless. Rainbow Dash laughing so hard trying to breathe. Hold on, Kami-sama did mention that I would be in a different form when I come into this dimension, said Naruto. Well then, I'd better learn how to move in this new body of mine. He attempted to walk by emulating how the horses from his dimension walked, soon he became more proficient in walking, trotting and galloping. Afterwards Naruto went to one of the biggest crystals to add his reflection. His current form is of a pony with an orange coat, he retains whisker marks on his cheeks, has a yellow spiky mane, a horn on his forehead with a shape like the tip of a katana and bushy tail like that of a fox. When everyone saw Naruto as a pony, the mares blushed a little thinking he looked cute or handsome, while Spike and the cutie mark crusaders looked cool. Not a bad looking stallion. Rainbow Dash smirked. Well, he's certainly a handsome feller. Applejack muttered. White, and that bushy tail of his along with those whiskers does make him look exquisite. Rarity commented. It feels weird to have tail, I wonder how to use it, pondered Naruto. He tried waving it around and the tail responded accordingly to his commands. He even began using it to pick up rocks laying around the cave floor without dropping them and could even throw with pinpoint accuracy. Whoa, I could get used to this, he thought with glee. I never would have thought of tails being used like that. Luna said. I think only he can do that. Apple, Bloom said. I bet I could do that if I practiced. Scootaloo grinned. Okay, I got the hang of moving around in this form, now let's see if I can access my chakra and find out my upgraded bloodline, thought Naruto. He sat on his rump, closed his eyes and began to meditate. As he searched within himself, he began to feel a sensation similar to when he normally gathers his chakra but feels much easier to interact with. The sensation got stronger and Naruto let flow through him and soon his body began to emit white chakra that represents the purity of his soul. Ooh oh. Sweet Belle awed. Pretty. Fluttershy smiled. When he opened his eyes, Naruto saw that his body is covered with a white cloak of chakra and it made him feel stronger and enhanced his senses. Wow, this must be the chakra that Kurama gave to me, let's see about my bloodline, said Naruto. Naruto began to concentrate on his chakra and willed it to form arms. It took several tries, but he successfully created the arms. He then tried to use them to pick up the rock and was able to even lift boulders, but noticed that the more arms he creates or the heavier the object, the more chakra he requires. Well, that's certainly useful. Twilight said, impressed. Let's see, I wonder if I can channel chakra to different parts of my body, thought Naruto. He approached a boulder and sent chakra to one of his front hooves and punched the boulder, which broke into small pieces. Naruto looked surprised for a minute, then he began to laugh out loud. Haha, if Bachan saw this, she would be so shocked, said Naruto happily. Now let's see what's outside this cave. Whoa. Spike gawked. Oh my, Celestia said, stunned. Hoo, doggy. Now that is some strength. Why, I betcha he would be good for some apple bucking. Applejack shouted gleefully. Who is this Bachan he's talking about? Fluttershy asked. B Nasty pulled out a remote, paused the TV, and changed the channel showing Tsunade on the screen. This is Tsunade Senju, the fifth and current Hokage of Naruto's old village. She comes from a powerful clan called the Senju clan, who made the Leaf Village. One ninja in particular was her grandfather, who specialized in wood style, able to control the Biju, meaning tailed beasts like the nine-tailed fox. She's a big healer with massive strength, able to destroy boulders with a flick of her fingers. D Nasty explained. Now that's a woman. Rainbow Dash smiled. Yeah, but don't let her looks fool you. While she looks young, she's actually in her 50s. D Nasty smirked. Wait, if she's that old, why does she look so young? Pinkie Pie asked. She uses a special technique to make herself look young. D Nasty said. Well, that ability could come in handy. Rarity nodded. When Naruto reached the entrance of the cave, he was amazed by the scenery of the land, as the atmosphere is serene and calm. Naruto wanted to explore the place, but his ninja instincts told him not to go just yet, as he is not yet used to his new body, and so he returned to the cave. That's a smart move. Even younglings who are born need to get used to their bodies. Twilight said. Now that I think about it, where is the Kasei no Ha? Naruto wondered aloud. No sooner he said that than the glaive appeared on his back, glowing as if happy to be called upon. Now how do I use you to fight? Thought Naruto. The glaive glowed brightly and information flowed into his head. He tried to will the glaive to swing left and it flew off his back and swung at its imaginary target before returning to his back. Wow, now that is epic, said Naruto with excitement. Soon he began to practice with the sword until he was familiar with it. I think I need to train before going to any town to gain information about where I am. Time skipped 2 weeks. After training in the cave, Naruto became attuned to his body, bloodline and wielding the glaive. For his pony form, he developed a form of freerunning with techniques like wall running, sliding, flips and spins, and applying chakra improves his mobility. He also created his own taijutsu he named Pinado, which he adopted the principle from Rock Lee's taijutsu. Who's Rock Lee? Spike asked. One of Naruto's friends who was a genius of hard work and improving his body and skills every day. D Nasty grinned. With his chakra, he created many variations to adapt to any kind of situation like arms, tendrils, claws etc. He was also able to create his own tailed beast cloak, which goes well with his Pinado, and is still learning to create more variations. With the Kasei no Ha, Naruto mastered it to a level that he be ranked as sword master in his own right. He also discovered that it could transform into different weapons during his time in the cave. He also collected a majority of the crystals and put them in a satchel he made from the fur of dead animals in the forest and found a cloak as well. During his training, Naruto's mane grew longer and his tail grew in length due to his constant use. Well, doesn't he look more ravishing? Rarity smiled. I hear that. Rainbow Dash grinned. Okay, now I am all set, it's time to see what this world has in store for me, said Naruto as he got himself ready to leave. I'll continue to read. Twilight said. Go for it. D Nasty shrugged. Okay, then Twilight said, starting to read. Chapter 2. Getting friendly with the locals. In the middle of the day, a figure is seen running along the road, leaving behind a trail of dust. A closer look reveals none other than our favorite ninja, Naruto Uzumaki. He had been running since he left the cave where he woke, feeling the wind in his face. This is getting boring, thought Naruto with a dull look on his face. Let's go through the forest and keep my freerunning skills sharpened. With that thought in mind, Naruto dived into the forest and began vaulting over trees and rocks. Applying his old ninja training, Naruto was jumping through trees and sliding under tree trunks. He created new technique where he applies chakra to his feet to slightly repel against the ground to slide without losing speed, which he named the Terra Drift, which he also use on walls as well. Now those kind of skills would come in handy. Applejack said, impressed. He kept on going until a ravine came into view, smiling at a crazy idea. Naruto applied more chakra to his feet and leapt across it. At the arc of his jump, Naruto released chakra at the bottom of his feet to form a blue rune and kicked off it to get higher and further. Upon landing on the other side of the ravine, Naruto smiled at the creation of his new technique and named it Pegasus Dash before continuing on. Now that was awesome. Rainbow Dash grinned. A bit daring if you ask me. Rarity commented. After an hour of running, Naruto stopped at the top of a hill, which displayed a view of a town before him. Wow, this looks like a place I wouldn't think twice of staying in, after it makes me feel close to nature, and I feel that I will have a lot of adventures and memories here, thought Naruto with happiness. Naruto folded his cloak into his satchel and had his glaive sealed within himself. As Naruto walked into town, he saw a sign written "Welcome to Ponyville" and thought, okay Ponyville, surprise me with what you have. Like the saying goes, ask and you shall receive. Hi. A voice came out from behind, making Naruto jump 8 feet into the air before landing on his rump, before turning around to see a mare with a pink coat and a lighter shade of pink for her mane and hair, and has a mark of 3 balloons with curled strings on her flank. My name is Pinkie Pie, and I can tell that you are new around as I know every pony in Ponyville, which means I have to throw a party for you so you have to come. Said the pink mare, who was excited at meeting a new pony. Yay. I'm the first one to meet Naruto. Pinkie Pie cheered. Did you see the way he jumped up in the air? Too funny. Spike laughed. Wow, and here I thought I was a hyper person, or should I say pony now? Thought Naruto while sweat dropping before getting up. My name is Naruto Uzumaki, and you write that I am new around here, so can you tell me about this place? Said Naruto with a smile. Pinkie Pie began hopping with happiness before telling him, there are lots of amazing things in Ponyville that I prefer that you discover it for yourself, well prepare for your welcome to Ponyville party. Before Naruto could say anything, Pinkie Pie already ran off, leaving behind a trail of dust to who knows where. Naruto stood there stunned for a minute before he started to laugh. That hyper-personality of hers makes her kind of cute. Wait, where did that come from? Thought Naruto before shrugging and moving on. Oh, he called me cute. Pinkie Pie gushed, placing her hooves on her cheeks. It's not that big a deal. Luna muttered. Naruto was trotting along the road when he heard a voice from above his head, look out below. No sooner he raised his head than a blue blur crashed into him. When the dust cleared, it revealed Naruto sprawled out on the ground and a blue mare right on top of him. Oh, sorry about that, and thanks for the soft landing, said the mare. Naruto got up and then took a closer look at the mare. She is a Pegasus with a coat of cyan and a rainbow-like mane and tail. She has a mark of a cloud with a slightly curved 3-colored lightning bolts. It seems like you still can't stop yourself from crashing into people. Twilight teased, making Rainbow blush in embarrassment before she turned her head, huffing. No problem after all, any landing you can walk away from is a good one, although it's at my expense. By the way, my name is Naruto Uzumaki, what's yours? Said Naruto. My name is Rainbow Dash, the fastest pony in all of Ponyville. Said the mare with a lot of pride in her voice. Oh really? For some reason I don't feel convinced, said Naruto with a smirk on his face. He could tell that Rainbow Dash had a competitive nature and want to have some fun. Oh, he's done it now. Scootaloo snickered. Ooh, sounds like I have a challenger for my title, said Rainbow with a grin. Okay then, we'll start from here, and the finishing line will be at the town square. Okay, you're on. Said Naruto, already liking her zeal being similar to his own. As they took their positions, Rainbow counted down, on your marks. Get set. Go. The 2 ponies were off. Rainbow Dash was surprised at Naruto's ability to keep up with her as they blazed through the road. Naruto was using his freerunning skills at half, cause he could tell that Rainbow wasn't going all out. They were both neck and neck as they drew close to the finish before a cart came out nowhere. Naruto had to jump to avoid it, which reduced his and gave Rainbow Dash the win. Ah, I win and successfully defended my title. Said Rainbow Dash with a grin on her face. Hey, no way. That cart slowed me down and gave you the lead since you were flying. Naruto pouted, which Rainbow laughed at. Sounds like someone's a sour loser. Rainbow Dash chuckled. But you have to admit, being able to keep up against you is a feat against its own. Fluttershy said. She's got a point there. Sweetie Belle nodded her head. Okay then, how about a rematch the next time we meet? I have to take care of the weather, so catch you later, said the Pegasus before flying off. But the pony like her like around, it's never a dull moment. I am pretty sure she would be a great pranking partner, thought Naruto with glee before continuing on his way. Great pranking partner indeed. Rainbow Dash smirked. I hear that. Pinkie Pie grinned as they pouted hoofs as the other mares chuckled sheepishly, remembering how the 2 pranked them. Continuing along the road, Naruto was enjoying the scenery when he came across a blue jay that was hopping on the ground. Wondering why it wasn't flying, Naruto approached with caution so as not to scare it away. Dear there, little one, is there something wrong? said Naruto in a gentle tone. The bird looked at him for a while, deciding to trust him, show its wing that was bruised. Well then, if there is a place you can go to get it patched up, how about I carry you there? Suggested Naruto, to which the blue jay nodded happily. Naruto lowered his head for the blue jay to hop on, who found his spiky mane to be comfortable to sit on. Since I am new around here, you will need to direct me to the place, if that is okay with you, said Naruto, which the blue jay tweeted in confirmation. As they went along the road, Naruto decided to name the bird Ao, which meant blue. After being explained to about the meaning, it immediately liked its new name. Soon they reached a house which was situated near a forest that gives Naruto a sense of mystery and danger. Naruto knocked on the door, which opened to reveal a mare. She is a Pegasus with coat of yellow with a pinkish mane and tail. She has a mark of 3 pink butterflies on her flank. Oh, it seems he meets me next. Fluttershy smiled. Hello, how can I help you? Said the mare in a timid tone. She reminds me of Hinata with the way she acts. Thought Naruto. I came with this blue jay who had a bruised wing, and it seems to me that you take care of injured animals, right? Why yes, so please bring her in so I may treat her, said the mare, opening the door wider for Naruto to enter. Okay then, said Naruto. Wait a minute, Ao's a she. In a few minutes' time, the mare, whom introduced herself as Fluttershy, had bandaged Ao's wing. In the meantime, the animals that were at Fluttershy's home were playing with Naruto, with smaller one swinging from his tail, while the bird settled on his mane, much to the envy of Ao. Naruto didn't mind at all, as he is also having fun playing with them. Fluttershy watched from a distance, too shy to approach the blonde pony until he called out to her. Hey Fluttershy, come and join in on the fun. Said Naruto before using his tail lift the shy Pegasus from the ground and bringing her over to play within the animals. When she felt Naruto's wrap around her, it felt fluffy and soothing, which calmed her down and made her less shy. After an hour of playing, Naruto told Fluttershy and the others that he had to go, which made them sad. Don't be sad, I promise to come back and visit. When Naruto Uzumaki makes a promise, he always keeps it, believe it. Said Naruto with a foxy grin. Hearing this cheered them up and made them look forward to his next visit. I hope to visit Fluttershy soon, as it's difficult to leave her alone and she is kinda cute that way, thought Naruto. Fluttershy blushed hearing someone call her cute, and she only blushed harder when everyone grinned at her. Prodding through town, Naruto looked at the buildings until he came upon one that caught his interest. It looks very colorful, to say the least. It makes me wonder what the inside is like. Thought Naruto. With curiosity getting the better of him, Naruto entered only to realize that it is a clothing store. As he wandered around, he came across a mare who seems to be focused on a dress. She is a unicorn with a coat of white and indigo mane and tail. She has a mark of 3 diamonds on her flank. Looks like I'm next in meeting Naruto. Rarity smiled. Excuse me, Naruto began before he was interrupted. Hush now, I'm in the middle of a breakthrough, said the mare, who had her undivided attention on the dress while writing something on a notepad which was floating in the air, which got him curious at what it is. After she finished, she turned to talk to Naruto. Hello, my name is Rarity. What might your name be, dear sir? My name is Naruto Uzumaki, and I just came into town to find a place to stay. You can go to our mayor for accommodation as well, as Rarity spoke, but soon had a stunned look on her face. Naruto wondered why she had that look, but didn't have to wait long as she moved to his tail and began to cuddle it. What an amazing specimen of a tail you have, how did you get it to be like this? Naruto didn't answer as he was purring to her, cuddling, which enticed her to continue. That is precious. Rarity squealed at the cute act. It is cute. Apple Bloom giggled. I'll say. Applejack laughed. It took everything Naruto had to resist and snap out of it. Rarity could let go of my tail, it's sensitive, said Naruto while blushing. Rarity soon let go with a sheepish smile. Sorry about that, I sort of got carried away. It's okay, thanks for telling me about the accommodation. By the way, I'll come around later to request for some clothing to be made, said Naruto before waving goodbye and leaving the shop. She is very pretty, I'd like to visit her more often, thought Naruto. He called me pretty. Clearly his has fine taste. Rarity said, giving a smug grin, waving her mane, not noticing the mare's giving her stink eyes. After visiting the mayor, who gave him the key to the library to temporarily reside in before he gets a permanent home, Naruto decided to walk around a bit more before settling at the library. Walking along the road again, he came across a wooden gate with a picture of a red apple and decided to take a look around. Naruto was trotting past the entrance of a barn when he saw a mare that was trying to get a Stetson hat that was stuck in between 2 bales of hay. She is a pony with a coat of orange and a blonde mane and tail. She has a mark of 3 red apples on her flank. There's me. Applejack smiled. I'm getting kind of curious of these marks these ponies have. Thought Naruto before going and helped the mare. Hi, my name is Naruto Uzumaki and I was hoping to help you with your problem, said Naruto. Howdy there, my name is Applejack and I've trying to get my hat out of there but can reach it, said the mare. "Allow me to try to get it out of there," said Naruto before using his tail to go through the gap and grab the hat, after which he put on Applejack's head. Applejack blushed at the contact with the blonde stallion before gathering her wits. Somebody got flustered. Celestia giggled, making Applejack blush in embarrassment. "Thanks for the help, I never thought of using my tail, but then again, it's not as long as yours," said Applejack. "Don't mention, but it seems like you're going somewhere," said Naruto. "Yeah, Big Mac and I are going to the Evertree Forest to gather firewood," said Applejack with slight fear in her voice. "Mind if I come along? I'm sure it will be safer with a larger group," said Naruto, having noticed the fear in her voice. "That's sweet and considerate of him." Twilight smiled. "Are you sure? That place is kinda dangerous." "All the more reason for me to help you and your brother, besides I'm pretty strong in my own right," said Naruto with a determined look. "Okay then, come along and I'll introduce you to my brother," said Applejack, to which Naruto nodded. They out of the barn and into the yard to meet a large red stallion with a horse collar, who getting himself latched onto a cart. "Naruto, this is my brother Big Macintosh, and Big Mac, this is Naruto, and he will be helping us to gather firewood." "Hello, it's nice to meet," said Naruto with a smile. "Yeah," Big Mac replied with a smile as well. Soon the three ponies set off for the Evertree Forest. Naruto was on guard by using his senses to detect any kind of hostile creatures which he had encountered on his way to Ponyville. After gathering a sufficient amount of firewood, they were about to leave when Naruto sensed a group of wolves emerge from the bushes with ill intent to the ponies. "That doesn't look good," Spike said. "Applejack, you and Big Mac should get out of here while I hold them off," shouted Naruto. "No. We can't leave you behind, you could get yourself killed," yelled Applejack, not wanting to leave the stallion behind. "You need to protect Big Mac on the way back in case any wolves come after him, and don't worry, I've these guys before," said Naruto. Applejack soon consented and led Big Mac out of the clearing. Making sure that they were gone, Naruto turned to the pack of wolves and grinned, which made them a bit nervous. "Now that they are safe," said Naruto, taking a pouncing position, "it's showtime." Before dashing towards them, Naruto launched a wolf into the air with an uppercut and followed after it, then executing a tail slam, sending it flying into another wolf. Upon landing, he quickly spun to the left, avoiding a claw from behind and using his tail to grab the tail of the wolf, performing a 360 spin on his front hooves, knocking the wolves back before slamming the grabbed wolf into the ground. "Now for the climax," Naruto shouted out before channeling chakra to his horn, making the energy to take shape of a much longer horn. "Take this, Chakura Hansarasu," he called out and slashed at the wolves, leaving them in pieces. "That show's over," Naruto smirked before going to meet up with Applejack and Big Mac. "That was so cool," Scootaloo shouted. "She's quite strong for someone recently turned into a pony's body," Celestia said, impressed. "You can say that again, sister," Luna nodded. Upon setting eyes on Naruto, Applejack ran to him and began checking for injuries and was surprised to find none. "I told you that I would be fine, but I am sorry if I worried you," said Naruto. "Okay, I'll accept your apology if you come around help us buck apples, how's that?" said Applejack. "Sure thing, I'll come around later. See ya, Applejack, you too, Big Mac," said Naruto before waving goodbye. It was now late and Naruto was heading to the library to turn in for the night. When he opened the door, surprise. He stood there stunned at the sight of the balloons, confetti, ponies that were waiting to surprise. "Yay. A party for Naruto," Pinkie Pie cheered. "Welcome to your party, Naruto," said Pinkie Pie, who was there along with Rainbow Dash, Fluttershy who had Ow on her back, Rarity and Applejack. Naruto still stood there in surprise before he smiled. "Thanks every pony. And I am happy to be here in Ponyville," said Naruto, and every pony cheered and the party commenced. It was full of fun and Naruto stuffed himself silly with snacks since he hadn't eaten throughout the day. After an hour of partying, every pony left for their homes and Naruto cleaned up the place with the help of Pinkie Pie and the others. When they left as well, Naruto went upstairs and settled himself in the bed and got ready to sleep. "Wow, so this is my new life, I'm looking forward to the memories which I will make with the others, but I feel that should be ready for an incoming battle," Naruto thought, not knowing how right he was. Meanwhile on the moon, the silhouette of a mare begins to pulse in purple light before fading. "Oh. I want to read next," Pinkie Pie said, raising her right hoof up and waved it. "Sure, go ahead, Pinkie," Twilight said, giving her the book. "Yay. Let's get started." Pinkie Pie cheered as she started to read. Chapter 3. The Calm Before the Storm. As the sun rises over Ponyville, it shone its morning rays through the window of the library where Naruto Uzumaki sleeps. "Damn, why must Celestia raise the sun now?" he grumbled, pulling the sheets over his head to block out the sun in order to continue sleeping. The group snickers seeing this. It wasn't even 10 minutes when there was a tapping on the window. Unable to ignore the annoying sound, Naruto woke up to look at the window, only to see Ao the blue jay pecking at the window. "Good morning, Ao, I see you came to wake me up as usual," chuckled Naruto after he opened the window, to which the bird nodded. Ever since they met on the first day, Ao had been hanging around Naruto and is often seen flying next to him or sitting on his head, which Naruto claims is her seat. "Oh, that's cute," Fluttershy and Sweetie Belle cooed. Guess Ao is in charge of waking up Naruto." Scootaloo grinned. "Well, thanks for the daily wake-up call, Ao, let's go around town and see if there is any pony who needs help like always," said Naruto. Ao tweeted in agreement. The two friends set off for the town after locking the library. It had been a week since Naruto first came to Ponyville. Since he didn't have any money to support himself, Naruto took up odd jobs like delivery, painting, babysitting, gardening, etc. Soon he was well known throughout the town as a very kind and helpful pony, but he always spends most of his time with Applejack and the others. "Hey Ao, this might sound weird to you, but I have been having this feeling of foreboding, and it seems to have something to do with the summer sun celebration and the history of Equestria that I read about," said Naruto. Ao tilted her head in confusion and then tweeted as if to assure him that everything would be fine. "Maybe I am just being paranoid," said Naruto, thinking back on what he read at the library 2 days ago. Flashback begin. In the hall of the library, Naruto was reading on the history of Equestria after going through the other books where he learned of the economy, politics and legends of the world he now lives in. What caught his interest was the existence of magic, which seemed to replace chakra, and decided to learn about it since him as a unicorn can utilize it. As he read, Naruto learned of the two royal Lolicorn sisters of Equestria, Princess Celestia, who raises the sun and brings forth day, and Princess Luna, who raises the moon and bring forth night. During the course of time, Princess Luna became jealous as she felt unappreciated for her duty and transformed into a corrupted pony known as Nightmare Moon. Seeing no way to stop her, Celestia had no choice but to use the elements of harmony to seal her sister in the moon, and since then took charge of raising the moon and the sun. "It never gets easy hearing what I had to do." Celestia sighed sadly. "It's okay, big sis," Luna assured, making her sister smile. It has been a long time since Celestia sealed her sister away, wouldn't it have grown weaker as the years gone by? This feeling seems to stem from that, and the summer sun celebration is around the corner, Naruto thought to himself before closing the book and going to sleep. Flashback end. "He's smart. Even it's a long time a seal can grow weaker if left unchecked," Twilight said, impressed. "Enough of the thinking, let's see if Rarity is done with the stuff I requested," said Naruto, shaking his head, slightly irritating Ao, who was sitting at the current time. When Naruto reached the carousel boutique, he knocked on the door, which opened to reveal a young filly. She has a coat of white with a pink mane and tail. "Hey, it's me," Sweetie Belle cheered. "Good morning, Naruto, it's great to see you," said the filly happily. "It's always great to see you too, Sweetie Belle. I hope you aren't causing Rarity any kind of trouble," said Naruto with a knowing smile. The young unicorn flinched slightly. "Not this time, I can tell you that." Naruto smiled and walked inside. He often looks after Sweetie Belle whenever he comes and helps her out, as well as keep her out of trouble, which she seems to always get into. Soon she saw as an elder brother. "Oh, isn't that cute?" Rarity cooed, making her sister blush in embarrassment. "Hello, Naruto, it's always good to see you, dear," said Rarity with a smile. She liked having Naruto come around since she enjoys his company, and most of times they work together creating ideas for making new clothing for ponies. She was surprised at Naruto, as he didn't look like some pony with a fashion sense, but seemed to have ideas that she never thought of. "The clothes of Naruto's world sound exotic," Rarity muttered, rubbing her chin. "Yeah, the clothes of Naruto's world are something." D-Nasty chuckled. "Hi there, Rare, I just came to see if you finished with my request," said Naruto with a foxy grin. "Yes, I have, just let me go and get them," said Rarity, before going to open a box and pull out a satchel and a black headband with the symbol of a leaf on both of them. Naruto gave it to her to give some finishing touches and requested for her to make a headband for him. When asked why, he said, "To remind me of my will of fire," which confused her. "Will of fire?" Applejack asked. "It states that the entire village is like a large family unit, and every Konoha shinobi with the will of fire loves, believes, cherishes, and fights to protect the village, as previous generations had done before them." It became Naruto's philosophy. D-Nasty explained. "Here, let me put it on for you," said Rarity before using her magic to tie the headband onto his forehead. "I must say that it looks good on you. I am sure you'll attract a lot of mares," giggled Rarity at Naruto, who was blushing. "You don't say that, Rare. It's embarrassing. Anyway, I'll see you later, you too, Sweetie Belle, thanks for everything," said Naruto before leaving. "Someone is easily embarrassed." Rainbow Dash snickered, as did everyone else. While walking through the town, Naruto was admiring the handiwork that Rarity did to his satchel. "Now I'll apply the seals in the interior to increase the space, as well as not weigh me down when I carry it. It's a good thing I convinced Hiro Sennin to teach me about seals when we went to find Bachan," thought Naruto. Ever since Naruto was introduced to the art of sealing, he discovered that he had a talent which he believed that he inherited from his parents. While deep in thought, Naruto heard a loud voice from behind him. "Excuse me. Get out of the way," the voice yelled. Naruto quickly backflipped just in time to avoid a collision with a filly who was riding a scooter. She is a Pegasus pony with a coat of slightly dark orange and purple mane and tail. Although she was relieved to have avoided the pony ninja, she failed to notice a rock on the road which flung her into the air. Naruto quickly leapt after her and used his tail to catch her before landing on the ground. "Hey, there I am." Scootaloo laughed. "Geez, Scootaloo, does this always have to happen whenever we meet up?" said Naruto with a smirk at the young filly. Naruto met Scootaloo a few days ago in the exact situation. Naruto learned that she is an admirer of Rainbow Dash and aspires to be like her. When he found out that she is also an orphan, he took upon himself to watch over her as he could relate, since he is also an orphan. He also began teaching her the lower levels of his free-running skills which she had a talent for. Soon he became her brother figure as well. "Cool. I get to be taught some move by Naruto." Scootaloo smiled. "And it's nice to have someone watch over me." "Sorry about big bro, I somehow lost control of my scooter along the way," said Scootaloo, rubbing the back of her head in embarrassment, a habit that she got from Naruto. "No problem Scoots, tell you what, let's head over to the sugar cube corner and get something to eat," said Naruto. "Okay big bro, race ya," said Scootaloo while zooming off on her scooter. Naruto chuckled softly before following after her. When they reached the sweet shop, Naruto had won their race. "I'm impressed Scoots, for you to apply Terra Drift while on your scooter is a stroke of genius," said Naruto with a foxy grin. "That's because I have a great teacher," said Scootaloo smiling brightly. "Now isn't that sweet?" Applejack smiled. When they entered the shop, Naruto had hardly taken a step when he was tackled to the ground by Pinkie Pie. "Hiyanaru, I missed you," said Pinkie Pie. Naruto had been helping her out in the shop as well as planning out parties. He often has to properly name her parties, much to the relief of the other ponies that attend them. Naruto also has to keep himself on alert because of her Pinkie sense. Every time Pinkie's tail twitches, he has to get out of the way of falling objects ranging from flower pots to ponies, mostly Rainbow Dash. Looks like Naruto has a knack to dodging my Pinkie sense." Pinkie Pie giggled. "Hey, remember when Twilight didn't believe in Pinkie sense?" Spike grinned. "Oh, hush." Twilight huffed with her cheeks going red. "Hey Pinks, Scoots and I came to get some snacks, you're welcome to join if you want," said Naruto. He barely finished talking when Pinkie Pie had already set up the snacks on the table and was waiting for him, surprising Naruto and Scootaloo. "What are you waiting for?" "They won't eat themselves," said Pinkie, enjoying the look on his face. She always likes to surprise him, often saying it livens up her day. After eating and saying goodbye to Pinkie Pie, Naruto also said goodbye to Scootaloo. When he turned to leave, he heard Scootaloo speak softly to herself. "Sometimes I wish you were my real big brother." He smiled inwardly and thought, I can do something about that, but in due time. "Wait, is he thinking?" Apple Bloom said in surprise as Scootaloo was thinking the same thing. "You'll just have to find out." D Nasty grinned. "Now where should I go next?" "Maybe Fluttershy's," thought Naruto, walking towards the edge of Evertree Forest. As he was walking, Naruto heard a voice from above. "Hey Naruto. Heads up." Instead of listening to the voice, Naruto quickly flipped backwards in time to avoid a shower of rain which fell at where he was standing. "Nice try, Ash. But it will take a lot than that to surprise me," said Naruto, smirking while looking up to see Rainbow Dash sitting on top of the cloud. He and Rainbow Dash have been competing in different challenges just to get one over the other, with both sides getting an equal number of wins, losses and draws. "Now that's shocking. Someone being able to keep up with me." Rainbow Dash blinked in shock. "True, but that's what makes me strive to get the jump on you," said Rainbow Dash while descending from the cloud she was on. "Where you going anyway?" "I'm heading to Fluttershy's place to see if she needs any help for the summer sun celebration," said Naruto before suddenly grinning. "How about a race?" "Sure, I need a warm-up before I go and clear the clouds before tomorrow," said Rainbow Dash. Both got into a starting position before they took off, leaving behind a cloud of dust. By the time they reached Fluttershy's house, the result was Naruto winning. "Yeah, I won. That makes 125-124 with me leading by 1 point," said Naruto with pride. While Rainbow Dash pouted, everyone's jaw dropped at the score between them. "Well, it won't be like that for long. Anyways, see you later." She then flew off to take care of the weather. "She acts like that, but she having as much fun as I do," thought Naruto. He was about to knock the door when Ao flew over and began pecking his head, upset for being left behind. "Sorry about that, Ao, I'll make it up to you," Naruto apologized. Naruto knocked on the door which opened to reveal Fluttershy. "Oh hello Naruto," said Fluttershy while trying to hide her blushing face with her mane. She has been enjoying Naruto's company as well as the animals. They always come around him wanting to play or just relax when he sleeps under a tree. Naruto speaks and encourages her to overcome her shortcomings, being by her side makes her more confident in herself, although she still acts shy around him. Fluttershy smiles at that, thankful someone is helping her become confident in herself. "Hello Shy, I came here to see if I could help you in preparation for the summer sun celebration," said Naruto smiling brightly. He often comes to see Fluttershy and the animals, as he feels calm and relaxed when with them. "Why yes, well I am planning on teaching the birds some songs for when Princess Celestia appears, could you watch over the others while I teach the birds?" said Fluttershy with Naruto nodding his head in affirmation. After a couple hours and Fluttershy was done teaching for the day, Naruto bade farewell promising to visit again soon. "I never seem to get why Shy blushes when she looks at me, but it doesn't bother me, it rather makes me happy," thought Naruto as he moved along. "Ooh, some pony likes Naruto." Pinkie Pie giggled making Fluttershy blush. "Yeah do tell." Rainbow Dash smirked making Fluttershy blush harder. "My next stop would be at Sweet Apple Acres to help AJ buck some apples before meeting Mayor Mare," thought Naruto before trotting towards his location. After walking through the gate and into the barnyard, Naruto felt some pony coming up from behind but pretended to be unaware as the pony jumped onto his back. He turned to see Apple Bloom, the younger sister of Applejack. She is a filly with a coat of light grayish olive with a red mane and tail and a big pink bow. "Look now it's me." Apple Bloom smiled. "Howdy Naruto, I was wondering when you would show up, big sis has been waiting for you," said the filly with a smile. She met Naruto when he was bucking apples with her sister. She was shy at first, but soon became friends and often rides on his back when she gets the opportunity, as well as swing from his fox-like tail. She also looks up to him other than Big Mac as a brother. "It seems all the Cutie Mark Crusaders sees Naruto as a big brother." Luna smiled. "Hello Apple Bloom, I've been around town helping out, that's why I took so long, let's not keep your sister waiting any longer," said Naruto returning the smile before trotting out of the barnyard and to the apple fields with Apple Bloom enjoying the ride. Reaching there, he saw Applejack kicking the tree and knocking down the apples with Big Mac carrying baskets full of them. "AJ. You too Big Mac, sorry for taking so long, I had to help the other ponies in town before getting here," said Naruto, while setting Apple Bloom down with his tail which she seems to enjoy. "Howdy there Naruto, well better late than never since we're in charge of the catering for the summer sun celebration," said Applejack grinning at the blonde stallion. Naruto often helps her with the bucking of the apples, as well as selling them at the stall. Although both of get embarrassed when Granny Smith frequently tries to convince them to get married. Aside from that she liked being around him. "Aw man, just what I need Granny Smith trying to get with a stallion." Applejack facepalmed blushing. "Sure thing let's get started," said Naruto approaching a tree to knock down some apples from. After a few hours of apple bucking and having lunch with the Apple family. Naruto set off for the mayor's office to discuss something with her. "Good afternoon Mayor Mare, there's something I wish to talk to you about," said Naruto to the amber mare with a grayish mane and tail with a mark of a scroll tied with a blue ribbon. "Hello Naruto, what is it you want to talk about?" asked Mayor Mare smiling gently at the blonde stallion. He had built quite a good reputation among the residents of Ponyville. "Well I want to build a home and here are the blueprints and I hope these would cover the cost of the building materials and other things," said Naruto, bringing out the blueprints and some shards of crystals. "Oh my. Just look at those crystals." Rarity gushed. "I think those are the same crystals he found in that cave when he came to Equestria." Pinkie Pie said. "Looks like it." Spike said. Mayor Mare was stunned at the sight of the crystals. "Where did you get them Naruto? These should cover the cost and still have money left over." "I found them in a cave on my way here and you can give the rest of the money to the orphanage," said Naruto. "Oh how thoughtful." Twilight smiled. "Very thoughtful." Celestia smiled as well. "Okay, it should take at least 2 months to build, so you will have to wait until then," said Mayor Mare, to which Naruto nodded before saying goodbye and heading to the library. When he reached the library, Naruto said goodbye to Ao. As he laid down to sleep, Naruto thought to himself, I feel something big is about to happen tomorrow before falling asleep. "Seems we're getting close to the Nightmare Moon incident," Rainbow Dash said. "Wonder how it's going to turn out with Naruto." Fluttershy wondered. "Okay, who wants to read the next chapter?" D-Nasty asked. "I want to read the next one." Rainbow Dash said, taking the book from Pinkie Pie. "Don't leave any good parts out." Pinkie Pie smiled. "Don't worry." Rainbow Dash grinned before she starting to read. Chapter 4. Awakening from the dreamless sleep. "Where am I?" thought Naruto as he looked around. He was walking on top of clouds in the sky on a starry night. "I better take a look around." As he walked through the clouds, Naruto heard some pony crying and headed to the source. When he reached there, Naruto saw Pony sitting alone crying to herself. She is an alicorn with a coat of dark blue and brilliant blue mane and tail, with mark of a crescent moon, with a dark purple background on her flank and chest. "He meets me?" Luna said surprised. "It would appear so, sister." Celestia said. So this is an alicorn, the combination of all three types, thought Naruto as he approached the mare. Hello there, why are you crying? The mare turned to look at the blonde stallion in surprise. Who are you and how did you get here? Asked the mare. My name is Naruto Uzumaki and I don't know how I got here, by the way what is your name? Said Naruto with a gentle smile, making the mare relax a little. My name is Luna, said the mare smiling slightly. Upon hearing that, Naruto was surprised at meeting one of the royal princesses of Equestria. Dear Princess Luna. What are you doing here? Asked Naruto. Luna began to cry again. I am imprisoned here with no way of escape, said Luna amidst tears. Naruto immediately comforted her in order to stop her crying. Please stop crying, said Naruto using his tail to wipe her tears which felt soft to the touch and calmed her down. Who is it that is keeping you prisoner here? That would be me, said a voice. Naruto turned to look at a plume of purple mist which slowly took the shape of an alicorn. It smiled evilly at Luna who quivered in fear. I need her for power to fulfill my goals. Nightmare Moon. Twilight frowned. I don't know what your goals are, but I am not letting you harm her, said Naruto standing in front of Luna to protect her. It's beings like you that I detest the most. You fool. You dare stand in my way of conquest. It growled before launching a beam of magic at Naruto who leapt into the air to avoid the attack but was unprepared for the second attack which slammed into him and sent him flying off the clouds to falling to the ground below. Naruto. Luna cried out for him. Oh no. Everyone shouted with worry. Naruto woke from his bed with a start. What kind of dream was that? It felt so real, like I actually met the princess, thought Naruto, wiping the sweat from his face with his tail. Everyone sighed in relief. Naruto looked out the window to see that the sun had risen, signifying the day of the summer sun celebration has arrived. I'll think about it later. I'd better go to Mayor Mare to see if she has any tasks for me to perform, he thought before putting on his headband and leaving the library. Along the way, Naruto met up with Ao and continued on to the mayor's office while greeting the residents along the way. Oh, he's got Ao with him. Fluttershy cooed. Good morning Mayor Mare, I came to see if you have any job for me to do. Said Naruto with a smile. Oh good morning Naruto, as a matter of fact I do have a job for you. I just received a message from the royal castle that their representative will be coming to supervise and I was hoping that you would serve as an escort for her through the town, said Mayor Mare with a smile. Sounds like Naruto will get to meet you guys, Twilight and Spike. Applejack grinned. That's so. Spike nodded. Of course I will do it, I will get the job done, believe it, said Naruto with a foxy grin, to which Ao rolled her eyes at his verbal tick. Ooh-oh. He has a verbal tick. Pinkie Pie squealed. And it's a cute one. Rarity smiled. Yeah, he kind of inherited it from his mother. D-Nasty smiled. Thank you Naruto, you'll meet the mayor at the front of the library, said Mayor Mare. Naruto nodded in affirmation before trotting towards the library. As he headed for the meeting place, Naruto saw a golden chariot being pulled by two Pegasus in armor flying in the air before landing in front of the library. He was about to approach when he felt some pony run past, sending him into a spin. When he recovered he saw that it was Pinkie Pie who run past and is currently bombarding the guests with questions and trotted to them while laughing to himself and Ao looking on in amusement. As he drew close, Pinkie Pie took off in a cloud of dust which he knew was going to plan a party for the mayor since he has been around her for a while now. He took a closer look and saw that it was Unicorn with a coat of purple and a dark blue with a violet streak mane and tail. She has a mark of a star pattern. The other is a purple lizard that stands on 2 feet with green spikes running from its head to the tail. There's me. Twilight smiled. Sorry about that, Pinkie Pie always gets excited when she meets a new pony since I was the recent. My name is Naruto Uzumaki by the way, and this is my friend Ao the Blue Jay. I have been sent by the mayor to serve as your escort, said Naruto while using his tail to point at Ao, who is sitting on his head. My name is Twilight Sparkle and this is my assistant Spike. No worries, I just wasn't expecting that kind of reception. Mr. Uzumaki is it? Could you direct me to the library? I have some urgent business there, said the mayor. Naruto frowned slightly at her attitude. This mayor reminds me of Sasuke with that high and mighty attitude. It's almost like she doesn't have any life experiences and is more on theory, and I'll need to find a way to tone her down a bit, thought Naruto. Sasuke. Isn't that the name of the guy that killed Naruto in his world? Luna asked. Yeah, Sasuke was from a clan whose eyes could copy anything they've seen. Given that he thought we was above everyone else. D-Nasty frowned. Ouch, that's gotta hurt, Twily. Being compared to that jerk. Rainbow Dash grimaced as Twilight bowed her head in shame, thinking there was a time she acted like Sasuke. Hey, at least she's better now. Spike said, trying to cheer her up. That is true. Applejack smiled. Thanks guys. Twilight smiled. But Twilight, the princess told you need to go around the town to check on the preparations for the summer sun celebration, said Spike, to which Naruto was surprised to hear speak. Whoa, I didn't know you could talk, Naruto said with curiosity. Old dragons can talk and I am still a baby, said Spike. Okay then, said Naruto, although smirking inwardly at the reaction a certain pony will have when she sees him. Oh. I think I know who he's talking about. Rarity smirked at Fluttershy, who blushed in embarrassment. Alright then, let's get this over with. Where are we going to first? Asked Twilight with an annoyed look, to which the baby dragon pulled out a scroll and read through it. First on the list is catering, which is managed by the Apples family here, Ed. Okay, follow me, I know the way there, said Naruto, setting off with the two guests following behind. When they reached the farms and entered the apple orchard, they heard a thumping against a tree which Naruto is familiar with and so called out. Yo AJ. We got some guests here to see ya. Naruto shouted out. The thumping stopped and the orange mare appeared from behind a tree smiling. Nice nickname. Rainbow Dash grinned at Applejack, who blushed. Shut your trap. Applejack huffed. Hey Naruto, how's it going and who is this? Said Applejack to Naruto before turning to Twilight and Spike. Twilight stepped forward. Good afternoon, my name is Twilight Sparkle, she said right before Applejack grabbed her hoof for a rapid shake, although it resulted in the purple mare being shaken as well, much to Naruto's amusement. I remember that. Applejack chuckled sheepishly. I was shaky back then too. Twilight laughed nervously. It was pretty funny. Spike snickered, as did D Nasty. Well, howdy there, miss. Twilight, my name is Applejack. We apples just love to make friends, so it's a pleasure to meet ya, said Applejack, smiling broadly. So what are you here for? After finally letting go of Twilight, she was trying to regain her sense of balance, with Spike helping out a little. Well, I am here to supervise the preparations for the Summer Sun celebration, and I believe you are in charge of the food. Asked Twilight Sparkle, shaking her head to clear it. That's right, we are. Would you like to have a sample? Said Applejack while smiling. Well, as long as it doesn't take too long, said Twilight, although Naruto smiled inwardly, knowing what is going to happen next. Twilight rubbed her stomach, remembering how she ate too much food. Applejack immediately left them and began to ring the old triangle and calling out, "Soups on every pony." Soon Twilight and Spike were grabbed by the members of the Apple family and taken to a table which had an assortment of confectionaries made by them. Twilight tried to leave, but a combination of Apple Bloom's puppy eyes and the family's disappointment made her stay, which ended up with her being stuffed silly with a bulging stomach, with Naruto doing his best not to roll on the floor and laugh. Spike snickered but was bobbed on the head by Twilight, who didn't see everyone trying to hold in their laughter. After finally leaving the Sweet Apple Acres, Twilight asked Spike what is next on the agenda, who looked through the scroll. Well, there is supposed to be a Pegasus who goes by the name Rainbow Dash, who is in charge of clearing the clouds from the sky, said Spike. Well, it doesn't look like she is doing a good job of it, said Twilight. Naruto's senses quickly alerted him of an incoming projectile heading their way. You might want to brace yourself for impact, said Naruto before grabbing Spike with his tail and jumping backwards. Twilight was about to ask what he meant when a blue blur crashed into her, sending her into a puddle of mud, to which Naruto sweat dropped since he was used to it. Oh, sorry about that, here, let me clean you up, said Rainbow Dash, looking at Twilight, who was covered in mud. Before she could say anything, Twilight was surrounded in a small rainbow tornado, which Rainbow named the Rainbow Dry, that cleaned the mud but also left her with a large afro, making Naruto, Spike and Rainbow Dash herself roll on the floor laughing. The look made everyone else laugh at how ridiculous she looked. I'm sure you'll turn heads at a disco, Twilight. D Nasty laughed. That made everyone laugh harder, while Twilight crossed her arms and looked away. You guys are mean. She huffed. After everyone calmed down, Rainbow Dash began reading again. I believe that you are Rainbow Dash, said Twilight Sparkle, trying not to blow her top. That's me. The one and only, you must know of me. Said Rainbow Dash with pride. Well, I know that you are supposed to keep the sky clear of clouds, said Twilight. Hey, I can clear those clouds in 10 seconds flat, said Rainbow Dash. Really? Then prove it, said Twilight skeptically. I wouldn't underestimate Dash if I were you, after all I know her the best, said Naruto with a grin. In fact, why don't you show her your speed, Dash? Of course he knows me best. He's my racing buddy. Rainbow Dash proclaimed proudly. So you didn't miss the fact he gave you a nickname? Applejack teased as Rainbow Dash's face flushed. Whatever. Rainbow Dash grumbled. Upon hearing that, Rainbow immediately took off and pierced through the clouds, clearing all of them before landing on the ground. See what I told you? 10 seconds. Flat, said Rainbow Dash, grinning at Twilight stood there stunned. Ha 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 ha. The look on your face is priceless. Anyway, see you later, Dash, we will race next time, said Naruto laughing. Your face was priceless. Rarity giggled, making Twilight whine. The next stop was a town hall for the decorations. When they entered the hall, Spike was mesmerized. So beautiful, said Spike with a dazed look on his face. Yes, the decors are beautiful. With the decorations being perfectly arranged, I should be able to get to the library much sooner, said Twilight. But Spike shook his head in negative. Not the decor. Her. Said Spike, pointing at a white unicorn standing in the middle of the hall, using her magic to add some finishing touches. Naruto's eyes twitched in annoyance at Spike, who was ogling at Rarity along. He doesn't know why he was so irritated, but decided not ignore the feeling for now. Oh snap. Someone was getting jealous of someone ogling Rarity. Scootaloo laughed while Apple Bloom snickered and Spike blushed in embarrassment. It's okay, Spike. Ignore them. Sweetie Belle soothed, placing her hoof on his leg in comfort. Thanks, Sweet Belle. Spike smiled, placing his hand on her hoof. Good, think I got over my crush on Rarity or I'd be even more embarrassed. Looks like some pony sees Rarity as his. Twilight smirked at Rarity. HMPH. Rarity pouted, turning her head a little flushed. Hey, how is it going with the decorations? Naruto called out. Rarity turned to smile at Naruto. And he even gave Rarity a nickname. Apple Bloom laughed, making Rarity more flushed. Oh, hello there, Naruto, it's good to my goodness, what happened to your hair? Said Rarity, quickly approaching Twilight. She was a victim of the rain blow dry a few minutes ago, said Naruto, trying not to laugh at the memory. It wasn't that funny. Twilight pouted. Yes, it was. Rainbow Dash snickered. It's alright, I will soon be out your hair after this, said Twilight, but was carried off by Rarity with her magic. Forget my hair, what about yours? We need to fix this fashion disaster, said Rarity, while Naruto is following close behind, again trying not to laugh. After having a makeover thanks to Rarity, the group headed to the last stop to supervise. The last thing on the agenda was music, which Naruto knew that Fluttershy was in charge of. As they drew close to her place, they heard the chirp of birds singing in a fanfare. Following the source of the music, they saw Yellow Pegasus sitting on a hill coordinating a choir of birds. Hello there, Twilight called out, rather loudly. Behaved, Naruto could warn her, which resulted in surprising the mayor and scaring the birds away. Oh, I'm sorry about that, I didn't mean to frighten you and your birds. I just came to check on the music, which sounded beautiful, said Twilight, looking apologetic. Fluttershy had hidden behind Naruto and was peeking at her shyly. Well, my name is Twilight Sparkle. Hiding behind Naruto to feel safe, huh, Fluttershy? Luna teased, making Fluttershy blush. My name is Fluttershy, she said quietly. Twilight took a step closer. Sorry, but could you repeat what you said? My name is Fluttershy, she said more quietly. Can't believe I used to be so nervous. Fluttershy sighed pitifully. She said her name is Fluttershy, said Naruto, deciding to step in anyway. Shy, the birds have returned, pointing to the tree with his tail the birds were sitting on. It appears he gave you a nickname as well. Celestia smiled, feeling Naruto was close to the mares. However, when Twilight turned to leave, Fluttershy saw Spike, which did a complete 180 change from her shyness to excitement. The baby dragon. She cried out before tackling Spike and began bombarding Twilight with questions, to the amazement of Naruto. I wonder if Hinata would act like this if she saw something that excites her, Naruto thought. Hey, I've heard that name before, who is Hinata? Sweetie Belle asked. The Nasty pulled out a remote and changed the channel to show Hinata on the screen. This is Hinata. A girl who is in love with Naruto her whole life but was too shy to ever tell him. It was a shame Naruto never picked up on it. D Nasty sighed. How come? Applejack asked. Well, it is obvious. I mean, being in a village that hates you, being thrown out of class to help you learn. And the fact that he didn't have parents or anyone to teach him into the ways of women left Naruto pretty oblivious. Which to me isn't right. D Nasty frowned. When you say it like that, I can't help but agree. Twilight said. The more I hear about how Naruto's world treated him, the more I think they don't deserve him. Rarity huffed in anger. Yeah. Those guys are big jerks. Pinkie Pie shouted. It's nice to see you all taking a liking to Naruto. D Nasty chuckled. He is our friend, so it's only natural. Rainbow Dash said, with everyone else agreeing. By the time they finally reached the library, it was already dark out and Twilight was quite irritated. I can't believe I had to waste my time with a bunch of crazy ponies when I should be studying on how to stop Nightmare Moon and convince the princess about her return, said Twilight, which caught Naruto's attention. To be fair, they were only trying to be nice to you. D Nasty said. I know. Twilight said, knowing she could have handled it better. Wait a minute, did she just say Nightmare Moon will be returning? Looks like my feelings were spot on. I'll have to ask her about it later, thought Naruto before he heard a loud surprise. From when Twilight opened the door and turned on the lights, knowing that Pinkie Pie had set up the party here. Naruto entered to see Twilight surrounded by Applejack and the others who were talking to her, decided to hang around for a bit until he noticed her quickly climbing and chose to check up on her. He climbed up the stairs to see Twilight on the bed with a pillow covering her with a depressed atmosphere around her. Hey, are you okay? Asked Naruto with concern, as he doesn't like it when ponies around him are sad. Well, isn't that nice, caring for some pony he just meet? Apple Bloom. Yeah, Naruto can be a nice person when the situation calls for it. Dynasty smiled. I just wanted to get some research done because before I left Canterlot, I read an old prophecy that foretold of Nightmare Moon's return in 1,000 after being sealed in the moon, and that on the longest day of the year, the stars will later escape, which is today on the summer sun celebration, said Twilight. Is there any way that we can defeat her? Asked Naruto, thinking of the dream he had last night. Well, the book also spoke of 6 elements of harmony, which comprises of kindness, laughter, generosity, honesty and loyalty, but no one knows what the 6th is, as it's a total mystery. It's written that they are located at the ancient castle of the royal pony sisters, located in the Evertree Forest, said Twilight. If that is the case, I will be there to help you out when you need it. Anyway, I'm heading downstairs to the party, said Naruto with a foxy grin, leaving Twilight with a stunned look on her face. Wow, Twilight. He decided to help you just like that. Spike smiled. Yeah. Twilight smiled at how considerate Naruto is. At the crack of dawn, every pony had gathered in the town hall waiting for the festivities to begin. Naruto was standing beside Twilight with Spike sitting on her back, Applejack, Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash. Fluttershy was standing with the birds who began to sing, and Rarity was standing on top of the central balcony, ready to pull the curtains to reveal the appearance of Princess Celestia. Pinkie Pie was talking to Twilight about a lot of things, especially about when Naruto first came to Ponyville. Mayor Mare appeared at the podium and began to give her speech, fillies and gentlecolts, as mayor of Ponyville, it is my pleasure to announce the beginning of the summer sun celebration, to which every pony began to cheer except Twilight, whom Naruto noticed was looking worriedly through one of the windows at the moon. Following her gaze, Naruto looked at the moon and was surprised to see a cluster of stars crash into the moon, causing the silhouette of the mare to disappear from the surface. That isn't good, thought Naruto. Uh-oh. Everyone frowned. And it is with great honor that I present to you the ruler of our land, the pony who gives us day and night, the good, the wise, the bringer of harmony to all of Equestria, Princess Celestia. When Rarity pulled on the rope, the curtains were drawn only to reveal nothing. Scratch that, this is definitely not good, said Naruto with Twilight nodding in agreement. The crowd soon began to whisper in worry, and Mayor Mare was trying to calm them down, although Pinkie Pie took it as a guessing game and that the princess was hiding. Naruto saw that a purple mist gathered at where the princess was supposed to appear and dissipated to reveal an alicorn in its place. She had a coat of pitch black and mane and tail which looks like field of stars in the night sky. She wears a lavender helmet and breastplate which shares the mark of a splotch of purple with a crescent moon on her flank. Nightmare Moon, whispered Twilight, making Naruto tense, and Spike fainted. Everyone tensed seeing her again. Gazing upon the group of ponies, the dark alicorn spoke in a dark tone. Hello my beloved subjects, it has been so since I've seen your sun-loving faces. What did you do with our princess? Rainbow Dash demanded, about to launch herself at Nightmare Moon if not for Applejack holding her back by the tail. Why? Am I not royal enough for you? Don't you know who I am? She said. Naruto was getting angry at the evil alicorn as she is beginning to frighten Fluttershy, reminding him of when Neji looked down on Hinata back at the Chunin exams. Who? Rainbow Dash asked. Neji is Hinata's cousin brother. He always used to look down at her for being weak till Naruto got done with him and made him see otherwise. Dynasty explained. Does my crown no longer count now that I have been imprisoned for 1,000 years? Did you not recall the legend? Did you not see the signs? She spoke arrogantly. I did. Twilight called out, and I know who you are, you're the mare in the moon. Nightmare Moon. The ponies all gasped in shock. Well. Some pony remembers me, then you also know why I'm here. Nightmare Moon said to her. You're here too. Twilight was afraid to finish the sentence. Remember this day, little ponies, for today is your last. From this moment forth, this night will last forever. Said Nightmare Moon, laughing out evilly as she released lightning and darkness around. This is the sand and sound invasion all over again, but no one is dying this time. Thought Naruto with a determined look. Invasion. Celestia frowned. 2 villages banded together to take down Naruto's village in invasion. They were able to push them back, but they lost their leader in the process. Dynasty said, remembering that incident. That sounds terrible. Fluttershy gasped. Yeah, but Naruto will make sure no one falls to Nightmare Moon. Dynasty grinned, making everyone smile at the thought of Naruto fighting for their world. So who wants to read the next chapter? Dynasty asked. I'll take a crack at it. Applejack said as Rainbow Dash gave her the book and started to read. Chapter 5. Way to the Dawn. Mayor Mare yelled out, seize her. She is the only one who knows where the princess is. Immediately a group of Pegasus in golden armor belonging to the royal guard of Princess Celestia flew into the air and charged at Nightmare Moon. Stand back, you fools, yelled the dark alicorn, her eyes glowed and lightning was fired at the Pegasus, putting them out of commission. She began to laugh arrogantly, ha ha ha. Is that all you sun lovers can? Nightmare Moon didn't finish the sentence when she received a haymaker punch by courtesy of Naruto Uzumaki in the jaw, drawing a bit of blood. Did he just Rainbow Dash said stunned as was everyone else. He just punched Nightmare Moon drawing blood. Fluttershy breathed. That's so cool. Spike, Sweetie Belle, Apple Bloom, and Scootaloo shouted. I don't know about this plan of yours, but you are going to make a lot of ponies suffer because of your selfishness, so I am not going to let you do what you like, said Naruto glaring at the evil Alicorn. You are an interesting pony, different from the others, said Nightmare Moon while getting up from the floor. However, you must know your place, which is underneath me. She then launched a bolt of lightning which slammed into Naruto, sending him flying into the air and crashing through the wall where he fell to the ground and lost consciousness. Ooh, that's got to hurt. Applejack winced. Indeed. Rarity agreed. I hope he's okay. Twilight frowned. Naruto. Shouted the mares who went to check if he is okay, while Nightmare Moon once again laughed before turning into the purple mist and flying out of the town hall towards the Evertree Forest in the outskirts of town. Rainbow Dash saw Twilight Sparkle run towards the library and suspected that she knows what is going on, so she followed after her with the others close behind, while Rarity carries an unconscious Naruto with her magic. Twilight was using her magic to look through the books stacked in the shelves and discarding them when they do not contain the information that she is looking for. Elements. Elements arg. How can I stop Nightmare Moon without the elements of harmony? She said while frustrated. And just what are these elements of harmony? Rainbow Dash said, bursting into the room with the other mares right behind her, while Rarity laid Naruto onto the couch. And how did you know about Nightmare Moon? You are a spy, aren't you? Applejack grabbed Rainbow Dash by the tail with her mouth in order to hold her back. Simmer down, Sally. She ain't no spy, and I'm sure Naruto wouldn't want you reacting like this, she said. Rainbow Dash calmed down, but she was visibly upset at Naruto being hurt by Nightmare Moon. I'm sure that she knows what's going on, don't you, Twilight? I'm surprised at how Rainbow Dash reacted to the thought of Naruto being hurt. Luna said. Well, it's understandable. He's become important to the other mares. Celestia said. Before I came here, I read about the prophecy about the return of Nightmare Moon and that some mysterious artifacts called the elements of harmony that are the only things that can stop her. But I don't know what they look like, where to find or how to use them. Said Twilight while still looking through the remaining books until Pinkie Pie spoke up. The Elements of Harmony, a reference guide Pinkie read aloud from the other side of the library and was pushed away by Twilight when she ran over to confirm, much to her surprise, that it was there. Yay. I found the book again. Pinkie Pie cheered. The airface was speechless when Pinkie Pie found the book. Applejack chuckled along with Twilight, knowing it was true. Where did you find it and so quickly? Asked Twilight, who was stunned that Pinkie Pie found the book much sooner than she did without any problem. It was under E. Said Pinkie, bouncing in excitement, which made Twilight feel embarrassed at missing something so obvious. Twilight opened the book and began to read out loud. There are known to be 6 of the elements of harmony, which are kindness, laughter, loyalty, honesty, generosity, but the 6th is unknown, and their last known location was in the ancient castle of the Royal Pony Sisters in the Evertree Forest. The Evertree Forest is to the south of Ponyville, and we are coming with you, said Applejack, surprising Twilight. Wait, every pony, I appreciate the gesture, but this is something I should do on my own, said Twilight, although the promise that Naruto made echoed in her mind. No can do, Sugar Cube. We ain't letting any friend of ours go into that place alone, so we'll be sticking with you like a caramel on an apple, said Applejack, while Pinkie Pie was jabbering about the possibilities of candy apples being in the forest. What about Naruto? Asked Fluttershy, who was watching over the blonde stallion who was still unconscious. Well, we can't take him with us, so he'll remain in the library so that he can recover, said Rarity. With that, the mares set off for the ancient castle to acquire the elements of harmony in order to defeat Nightmare Moon. When Naruto opened his eyes, he realized that he was back at the dreamscape where he met Luna and the Dark Being. If I am back here, then that means that Princess Luna is somewhere close by. I'd better hurry and find her to check if she's alright, thought Naruto, and galloped off in search of her. When Naruto found Luna, he was horrified to see that she was restrained with chains that seemed to emit dark aura, which prevents him from getting any closer to her. Oh my. Celestia said. That looks bad. Scootaloo muttered. Princess Luna, what is happening to you? Asked Naruto, who was still trying to get closer to the mare, but to no avail. Naruto, is that you? These chains are slowly draining my magic and sense of will. I don't know how long I can resist until it takes control of me, said Princess Luna. It is visibly seen that she is struggling to keep herself in control. Damn, I can't help her here. The only to save her is to use the elements of harmony to purge Nightmare Moon from her body. Thought Naruto. Princess Luna, I need you to hold on for just a little longer while I help my friend find the elements of harmony in order to save you, and I promise you that I will definitely save you," said Naruto. When Luna looked into the blonde stallion's eyes and could see the firm resolution which gave her the hope she thought she lost years ago. As you can see, Naruto is able to give people hope in dire situations. D-Nasty grinned. "I see what you mean." Luna smiled. "Okay, I'll try to resist for a little longer for you to get the element," said Luna. "Thank you, I am hoping that we would have a nice conservation under better conditions," said Naruto with a foxy grin, making Princess Luna blush. Everyone oohed at this, making Luna blush, and don't worry, when Naruto Uzumaki makes a promise he always keeps it. After saying those words, Naruto faded from the dreamscape, leaving Luna to hope for his success. When Naruto woke up, he saw that he was in the library and the books were scattered about except for one book that lay open on the table. Reading through it, he figured out where she was heading to. Knowing Twilight, she would be going to the ancient castle to find the elements of harmony, but will have to go through the Evertree forest, which is very dangerous especially at night, thought Naruto, who immediately dashed out of the library and jumped to the roof of the tallest building. Closing his eyes, Naruto channeled chakra to them before opening them to reveal that they were glowing. Naruto called this technique the Aura Kake, which allows him to see far distance as well as see the aura of any living being or magic artifact. Looking in the direction of the forest, Naruto picked up a trace of Twilight's aura as well as that of 5 other ponies with her. It seems like Applejack and the others followed her to help, and this can't be coincidence since there are 6 mares and 6 elements of harmony, but I better catch up before they go in too deep, thought Naruto before jumping off the roof. Landing on the floor, Naruto took a running position and channeled chakra to his hooves till they emitted white aura. Ready, go. And took off, leaving a small crater behind in his wake. Music start. Sonic Unleashed Ost. Jungle Joyride Day. The red button appeared on the table, confusing everyone till they remembered what D-Nasty said about songs playing on certain scenes. They looked at one another to see who would push the button. "I'll do it," Spike said, raising his hand up. "Okay, Spike," Twilight said. Spike leaned over to the table and pressed a button, and upbeat music started playing. "Hey, not bad." Apple Bloom smiled. "Got that right." Rainbow Dash said, bopping her head to the music. Galloping through the Evertree forest, Naruto using his free running skills to the fullest to dart through the trees while evading any hostiles that come in his way. Then he reached a cliff where he jumped off and used the Terra Drift to descend on the cliff wall, while swerving left and right to avoid the rocks jutting out. Continuing along the way, Naruto saw a manticore sleeping peacefully and knew that Fluttershy's kindness calmed it down and continued on his way. When he reached a river, Naruto saw a serpent admiring his reflection and noticed that one of part of his mustache had a familiar color. It must be Rare's tail, she must have cut it and given to him in order to cheer him up. She really is the most generous pony I've ever met, Naruto thought fondly before jumping over the river and moving along. As he drew close, a pack of timberwolves jumped into his path intending to attack him. "Seems Naruto knows me pretty well." Rarity smiled. "Get out of my way," shouted Naruto, running faster to create a white barrier and slammed into the wolves, sending them flying into the air. He kept on moving until he finally caught up with the mares who were standing at the end of a bridge. Music end. The button disappeared and the song ended, making everyone whine. "Don't worry, there will be more songs coming up," D-Nasty assured everyone, making them smile. "Naruto, what are you doing here? I thought you were unconscious," asked Twilight, who was surprised to see him here. "Well, I have always been known to heal fast and I still intend to keep the promise I made," said Naruto. "Where's Dash? I don't see her here." "She's at the other end of the bridge tying the other end for us to cross," said Rarity, who looked a bit down, and Naruto knew why and thought of how to cheer her up after all this. After crossing the bridge, Rainbow Dash was surprised as well as happy to see Naruto. Some pony was happy to see Naruto. Applejack smirked. "BSHH, whatever." Rainbow Dash scoffed with her cheeks flushed. "Whoa, Naruto. How did you get here so fast?" asked Rainbow Dash. "What would you expect from the fastest pony on land, Dash?" said Naruto, grinning, to which she smiled sheepishly. "Let's get moving, we are almost at the castle," said Twilight, but before she could take a step, a large purple mist materialized in front of them and grotesque forms of black ponies appeared. These must be the offshoots of Nightmare Moon's dark magic, thought Twilight. She was about to tell the others to retreat when Naruto stepped forward. "I'll take these guys on," said Naruto, who took a pouncing position. "But Naruto, this is different from when you were fighting the Timberwolves," said Applejack with a worried look. "Yeah, those creeps look more dangerous than the Timberwolves." Applejack frowned. "I don't think he should take them all on alone," Fluttershy said, afraid for Naruto. "Now calm down, every pony. I'm sure Naruto can handle it," Celestia said, easing everyone before turning to D-Nasty. "Am I right?" "Oh, you'll be in for a treat." D-Nasty grinned. That's because I didn't go all out on those wolves, but with these guys, I might have to get a little serious, and I'll explain everything to you when all this is over, said Naruto. What do you mean? Twilight began to ask but stopped when she saw Naruto release a white aura from his body. What is this? It feels like magic, but at the same time it doesn't, she thought as the other mares looked on in surprise. Well, Pinkie Pie was excited. Naruto is glowing like a sun, this calls for a party when we get back. Only you would think of parties in a dire situation, Pinkie. Rarity shook her head chuckling. Haha. Pinkie Pie giggled, bopping her head with her tongue sticking out. Say no ha. Battle stance. Naruto called out as sea blue glaive appeared on his back, glowing brightly as if happy at being summoned after being so long dormant. Naruto turned to look at the dark ponies and grinned widely. It's showtime. Then he dashed towards them. Music start. Naruto original soundtrack. Strong and strike. The button appeared again and this time Scootaloo pushed it as the music played. Now this one sound awesome. Scootaloo grinned. Yeah, I can feel it getting me pumped. Pinkie Pie shouted. Naruto began by forming a chakra arm to grab one of the dark ponies and flinging it into the air and raised his four-hoof Yakura no Dangan. A white rune appeared and released a white orb which sped to the target and slammed into the pony, destroying it. He quickly flipped over the next target while channeling chakra to his tail Chikuratera Hoipu. It glowed white before stretching and wounding itself around the pony. Naruto proceeded to lift it and slam it into the dark pony coming in from his left and dashed towards them Garibu Makuriginai. And rammed them with a glaive covered with chakra at high speed, causing them to dissipate. Who taught you guys how to fight? Naruto taunted, making 3 of the dark ponies charge at him. Naruto knocked one back with a double kick and unleashed a 5-hit combo with his glaive on another. He then formed chakra claws at his front hooves and unleashed a flurry of slashes on the third before finishing up with a cross slash, causing it to disappear. Naruto spun around and used a chakra tendril to grab the pony, get over here, and pulled it in. Channeling chakra to his horn Chikurahin Sayoku. And rammed it into the pony's chest, making it fade away. Soon Naruto was surrounded by the remaining 4, but he didn't look worried. Time for the climax, said Naruto as the Kasei no Ha glowed brightly. Kasei no Jichenji. Chakuramu. Then it faded to reveal a 3-pointed cyclone blade with curved edges on his back. Take this. Chakuramu Seikirin. Then he used a chakra tendril to throw the chakram which flew in an orbit, striking all of the dark ponies before returning to his back and reverting to the glaive. Naruto smirked. Show's over. Music end. The button vanished and the song ended like last time, but everyone knew they would hear more songs along the way. Wow. That was amazing. Pinkie Pie said in awe. I agree. Naruto's fighting skills are top-notch. Rarity said. Stallion sure has the power. Applejack said. After making sure that there are no more enemies around with his aura Kake, Naruto was approached by the mares. Naruto, you were so amazing when you fought those baddies, said Pinkie Pie while hugging the stallion. Indeed, the way you fought was truly beautiful and artistic, said Rarity with a look of admiration. I am glad that you didn't get hurt, said Fluttershy, who was trying to hide her blush with her mane. So that's how you fought the Timberwolves back then, said Applejack with a look of understanding. AHA. I knew that you were holding back in our race, but I can't blame you, since I was also not going all out either. We'll have race soon, but this time we're going all out, said Rainbow Dash with a grin. What kind of energy was that? I've never seen anything like it, said Twilight, who had a look of curiosity. Naruto smiled at the mares. Like I said before, I'll explain everything after we defeat Nightmare Moon, he said, and got a nod from them and then led the way to the castle. With Naruto around, I think things are going to go a lot smoother. Sweetie Belle smiled. Now don't assume things too quick, young one, Celestia advised. When they got to the castle and entered inside, Naruto used his aura Kake and sensed different auras within the castle. I sense the potent energy of the elements to the right, while I sense Nightmare Moon at the top of the castle, said Naruto after ending his technique. So what do we do then, Naruto? Asked Rarity, feeling that he is suited for the leadership role. I agree with my other self. Rarity nodded her head. Yeah, Naruto's a natural leader. D-Nasty grinned. I'll go face Nightmare Moon while you and the others go and get the element, said Naruto. The mares looked at him in surprise. Is he crazy? Twilight shouted. A single pony can't handle Nightmare Moon alone. Spike yelled. I would be afraid to face Nightmare Moon alone. Fluttershy whimpered. Naruto, I don't think I like this plan of yours, you could get killed fighting against her, said Applejack, with the others nodding in agreement. Everyone else beside D-Nasty agreed. Don't worry, I intend to stall her so as to give you time to find the elements and think of a way to use them, said Naruto, but they didn't look convinced. How about this? After all this is over, I spend a whole day with each of you. Okay then, since we know that you always keep your promises no matter what, then we'll go with your plan, just don't do anything stupid, said Rarity. Sure thing, and Twilight, remember that you're not alone in this, said Naruto, leaving the mare deep in thought. Soon they went their separate ways, with the mares going through a door on the right and Naruto galloping up the stairs to the top of the castle. Reaching the top, Naruto came face to face with Nightmare Moon, who stood in the throne room. Looks like this pony still hasn't learned his lesson, said Nightmare Moon with a look haughtiness, to which Naruto smirked at. Well, that time I underestimated you, but this time I'm gonna buck you off your high horse, Naruto taunted, which worked as Nightmare Moon looked at him with anger in her eyes. That doesn't look like a good idea to anger her. Spike said, scared. You will pay for your insolence with your life. She said, angrily, releasing dark magic from her, but was stunned when she saw Naruto release a wide aura from his body. Say no ha. Battle stance, Naruto called out, summoning the glaive once before looking at Nightmare Moon. It's showtime. And dashed towards her. Music start. Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 Ost. Boss battle Meffles. This time Twilight pressed the button and the music played. This sounds a little dark. Twilight frowned. Well, since it's Nightmare Moon, I say it fits. D-Nasty shrugged. Even I have to agree. Luna said. Nightmare Moon fired bolts of lightning which Naruto darted left and right to avoid. He leapt at her and spun to use a Chikuritera Hoipu to attack, but she dodged by flying into the air. Grovel before me, foolish pony. Yelled the dark mare, releasing a shower of meteorites upon the ninja. Naruto quickly fired a barrage of chakra projectiles at the incoming meteorites, destroying all of them, much to the mare's surprise. Where did he get this power? It doesn't feel like magic, but something else, she thought, but quickly had to dodge when Naruto threw his chakrameter, barely clipping her mane. Try to avoid this. Nightmare Moon shouted out, releasing another shower of meteorites, only that they are much bigger than the first one. Thinking quickly, Naruto formed two large chakra arms and began to pummel at the meteorites, breaking them into many pieces, before forming two chakra tendrils to wrap around the last one. He swung it round, before sending it back at the alicorn, landing a hit. Nightmare Moon got up and charged at Naruto with her horn glowing with a dark aura, and he responded in kind with his Shikura Hinsayoku, with both sides clashing and being knocked back by the ensuing explosion from the two energy. Whoa. What a battle. Applejack said. You are an interesting pony, why don't you join me, and together we shall rule over Equestria, said Nightmare Moon, trying to tempt the ninja. Thanks for the offer, but I'm happy with what I currently have, said Naruto while sticking his tongue at the mare. How dare you refuse my offer? Shouted Nightmare Moon, who then released a beam of black magic at Naruto. Knowing that there is no way that he could this attack, Naruto called out to his glaive, Kasei no Juchenchi. Shiruto. The glaive glowed brightly and faded to reveal a red shield with the symbol of a white maelstrom. The shield immediately hovered in front of Naruto and deflected. Naruto smiled as he got an idea to use a technique and got ready to execute it. When the smoke cleared, Nightmare Moon to find the ninja only to see no trace of him. Then she heard a sound and looked up to see Naruto diving towards her with hoof that formed a chakra hand and was holding a spinning orb of energy. Rasengan. Naruto called out his attack before slamming into her and sent her crashing into a wall. I will not lose to a pony like you. Nightmare Moon yelled out, releasing the largest amount of magic that she has. Whoa, I don't think Luna has much time left, so I have to hurry. I guess I would have to use that, thought Naruto. He began to channel his chakra from within himself before raising his head to the sky and yelling out Chakiraba Tsutomoto. Immediately, his body seemed to explode with wide aura, creating a pillar of light that could be seen from a far distance. When it died down, it revealed Naruto to have changed physically. The color of his mane and tail had changed to white and had become longer and flowing in the wind. His eyes are glowing with a wide aura, and the shield had reverted to the glaive, but this time there were two that hovered in midair by his sides. Now then, let's continue from where we left off, said Naruto, dashing towards Nightmare Moon. Oh my, now that is stunning. Celestia said, blushing and stunned by Naruto's new form. And she wasn't the only one, as the other mares was blushing, while Spike and the Cutie Mark Crusaders were awed by how cool he looked. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Rainbow Dash purred. Me too. Me too. Pinkie Pie giggled. I hear ya. Applejack growled. Indeed. Rarity smiled. Twilight, Fluttershy and Luna were too speechless to say anything. Nightmare Moon wasn't exactly having the night of her life, as she is constantly launching her attacks at the Enigma and only getting a few hits in, while he is laying the pressure on her with his. The evil alicorn unleashed black orbs that surrounded Naruto to strike him down, but he spun with his two glaives Garibu Bofu, destroying all of them before they could make contact. Wait, could he be delaying me so as to let those mares get their hooves on the elements? I won't let succeed. Thought Nightmare Moon before transforming into purple mist and flying off. Damn. She figured out the plan, I gotta get to the others fast. Thought Naruto before running after her. Music end. The music ended, but everyone was too wrapped up in the story to notice. Meanwhile, Twilight and the others had found the elements and was focusing her magic on them, trying to find the spark needed to activate them. She continued trying to do so when Nightmare Mare busted and knocking them all back to the other side of the room. "I won't let you use the elements against me," shouted Nightmare Moon, launching a bolt of lightning at the orbs, shattering them into pieces. "No. The elements of harmony," Twilight cried out. "Ha ha ha ha. With the elements destroyed, the night will last forever," laughed Nightmare Moon. Twilight was about to fall into despair when the voice of Naruto rang inside her head. "You are not alone," and she turned to look at the mares before standing and glared at Nightmare Moon with determination in her eyes. "You think you have destroyed the elements of harmony? You are wrong, for the spirits of the elements are right here." "What?" shouted Nightmare Moon with fear in her voice. "Music start." Naruto Shippuden asked. "Down." Everyone smiled at what was going to happen while Rainbow Dash pressed the button and played the music. "This one sound inspiring." Luna smiled. "Indeed, sister." Celestia agreed. "Applejack, who reassured me when I was in doubt, represents the spirit of honesty. Fluttershy, who tamed the manticore with her compassion, represents the spirit of kindness. Pinkie Pie, who banished fear by giggling in the face of danger, represents the spirit of laughter. Rarity, who calmed a sorrowful serpent with meaningful gift, represents the spirit of generosity. And Rainbow Dash, who could not abandon her friends for her own heart's desire, represents the spirit of loyalty." The broken shards began to glow and flew to their respective owners. "The spirits of the 5 ponies got us through every challenge you threw at us." Nightmare Moon took a step back in fear but still spoke up to hide it. "But you still don't have the 6th element. The spark didn't work." "But it did," said Twilight, "a different kind spark. I felt it the very moment I realized how happy I was to hear you, to see you, how much I cared about you." Turning to look at her friends, "The spark that ignited inside me when I realized that you all," then looking at Nightmare Moon, "are my friends." A bright light shone above, drawing every pony's attention to see an orb which is revealed to be the 6th element of harmony as it descended and hovered above Twilight's head. "You see, Nightmare Moon, when the elements are ignited by the spark that resides in us all, it creates the 6th element. The element of magic." The shards glowed brightly and transformed into golden necklaces with gems resembling their respective owner's cutie mark, and the orb transformed into a tiara with Twilight's cutie mark on it before settling on her head. Nightmare Moon tried to attack with a bolt of lightning, but it was deflected by a white projectile which was fired by Naruto, who landed front the mares, surprising them with his current appearance. "You? Just who are you?" she shouted. Naruto smirked and declared in a loud voice. "I am Naruto Uzumaki, former ninja of the Hidden Leaf Village, former container of the 9-tailed fox." As he said those words, a glow appeared on his flank and faded to reveal the mark of a white vortex, and soon after the necklaces as well as Twilight's tiara glowed and specks of lights came out of them. They floated to Naruto and formed another necklace with a gem bearing the image of his newly acquired cutie mark. He heard a voice in his head and smiled before continuing, "And I, who strive for love and salvation, represent the spirit of purity. Now it's time for the climax." "What?" Everyone shouted in complete shock at a new element of harmony, while D-Nasty laughed at the expression on their faces. "A new element of harmony?" Twilight shouted. "Even I'm shocked by this," Celestia yelled. "My mind is blown. And that's saying something." Pinkie Pie screamed. "You knew about this, didn't you?" Rainbow Dash demanded, looking at D-Nasty. "Whatever do you mean?" D-Nasty smirked, making Rainbow Dash fume. After everyone calmed down, Applejack continued to read, but everyone was still shocked. Naruto levitated above the mares and held up his front hooves where a rune containing the colors of the elements of harmony. The magic of the element bearers gathered at the rune before Naruto took aim at Nightmare Moon and called out the attack. "Take this. Hamanaburasudo." Before firing a rainbow-colored beam at the alicorn, who cried out in dismay. When Naruto landed on the ground, he reverted back to normal and chuckled, "Shows over," before fainting along with the others. Music end. The song stopped and everyone was stunned on what they saw. "Now that was an amazing attack," Spike shouted in awe. "You can say that again," Apple Bloom yelled. When he woke up, Naruto saw that the mares are waking up as well and turned to where Nightmare Moon was to see a familiar alicorn on the floor. Naruto quickly galloped over to check if she is alright. "Princess Luna, are you okay?" asked Naruto, nudging her awake. Naruto," said Luna before getting and hugging the blonde stallion, much to his embarrassment. "I told you that I would definite save after all I promised," said Naruto, while blushing from the close contact with the princess, while the mares felt a bit jealous at the display. The mares glared at Luna, who smirked and flipped her mane, while Celestia giggled at this. Suddenly a bright light appeared from one of the windows. Every pony looked to see the sun finally rise on the sun, and the light changed its form to reveal a tall and slender white pony. She is an alicorn with a coat of pure white and mane and tail, with the colors of the rainbow different from rainbow dashes. She wears a golden collar with a purple gem embedded in it and a golden crown. She has a cutie mark of the sun on her flank. Realizing who she is, Naruto bowed down along with the other mares while Twilight approached her happily. "Princess Celestia," said Twilight joyfully while hugging the alicorn. Naruto stood by Luna, who looked happy as well as worried. "I believe that is Princess Celestia, your older sister?" Naruto asked Luna, who nodded. "You shouldn't be worried about what happened back then because I'm sure she understands." "Princess Luna," said Celestia as she approached Luna. Luna hesitated but walked up to her sister after receiving encouragement from Naruto. "It has been 1,000 years since I have seen you like this, smiling gently. Time to put our differences behind us. We were meant to rule together, little sister. Will you accept my friendship?" Hearing this, Luna teared up and hugged Celestia. "I am so sorry. I missed you, big sister." Celestia also teared up as she embraced her sister. "I missed you too." Naruto smiled gently at the scene and thought of how it would be when he and Scootaloo become family. Everyone's eyes went wide when they heard this as Scootaloo smiled tearfully as someone like Naruto wanting her as family. Celestia turned to Naruto and the mares. "I wish to thank you all for saving my sister, especially you," said Celestia looking at Naruto. "It's nothing really, I mean I promised to help her," said Naruto, rubbing the back of his head before giving the white alicorn a foxy grin which she thought to be cute. Mares growled at Celestia, who grinned and flipped her mane like Luna, making the mares growl louder. "My, aren't you a modest pony, what is your name?" asked Princess Celestia. "My name is Naruto Uzumaki, and I am the new bearer of the element of purity," said Naruto. Celestia was surprised at hearing of a new element. "I think we should return to Ponyville to check on everything, then I'll tell you my story." With that, every pony was transported to Ponyville with Celestia's magic. Before anyone could do anything, a tune came from D Nasty's pocket, getting his attention. "Hold on," D Nasty said, pulling out a blue smartphone. "What's that?" Spike asked. "A smartphone," D Nasty said, seeing the confused faces he waved his hand. "Don't worry about it. It's something from my world. Basically it's a mobile device that lets you talk and message people." "That sounds like something that can be useful in Equestria," Rarity muttered. "Hello?" D Nasty asked, talking to somebody. "Oh really? Are you sure? I mean I don't want to question you, but will yeah true since they are a part of his life," he said, scratching his head. "If you say so. I'll bring them in." D Nasty hung up his smartphone. "Who was that?" Fluttershy asked. "That was the person who made up the story asking me to pull in a few extra ponies from your world to read the story," D Nasty said, putting the phone away. "Boo?" Applejack wondered. "You'll see. Wait here while I go get them." D Nasty reached behind him with his right hand and pulled out a red gem. "Ooh, what a beautiful gem," Rarity gushed. "Yep. And it has a lot of power in it." D Nasty grinned, raising his hand in the air as the gem glowed. "Always wanted to do this. Chaos control." D Nasty disappeared in a flash of red light, surprising everyone. "That was awesome." Apple Bloom shouted. "Yeah. No doubt." Rainbow Dash grinned. "Seems like to me he teleported," Loon said. The flasher red and D Nasty came back with Derpy Hooves, Dinky Doo, Vinyl Scratch, Octavia, and Trixie around him. "I'm back with the ponies to read the story." D Nasty grinned, putting the gem away. "Derpy, Dinky." Rainbow Dash grinned, waving for them to sit near her. Twilight, Spike, Applejack, and Pinkie Pie, having enough room for them. "Hi Rainbow Dash." Derpy smiled as she sat beside Rainbow Dash. "How you been, Dinky?" Scootaloo asked. "I've been fine. Though I've been wondering what this mysterious man meant when he told Mom, me and the others that we'll be reading a story." Dinky sitting beside her mother. "You guys will love it," Rarity said. "Yeah. So far it's really good." Pinkie Pie grinned. "What's the story about?" Trixie asked, sitting on the couch with the cutie mark Crusaders. "It's about an awesome person named Naruto from a different dimension who comes into our world turning into a unicorn." Apple Bloom said. "What's he look like?" Octavia wondered as she and Vinley sat on a couch beside Rarity and Fluttershy. "You'll see." Twilight smiled. "Though fair warning. He is quite the looker." Rainbow Dash grinned cheekily. "Is he that handsome?" Vinyl said. "Oh is he?" Luna giggled. "Here, I'll get you guys up to speed." D Nasty said, sitting back down in his rocking chair and pulling out a remote, flipping the channel to the first chapter. "You guys don't mind watching it again, do you?" "I'm fine with it since it'll get the other to catch up with us," Celestia said. "Yeah. Not to mention we get to see where Naruto fights again." Scootaloo grins. "That's right. Start away D Nasty." Pinkie Pie cheered. "I still can't believe that's his name." Vinyl snickered. "I will get a paddle and spank you." D Nasty threatened. "Meep." Vinyl squeaked in fear, clenching her bottom. "I always told you to watch what you say." Octavia sighed. Anyway, let's get you guys caught up. D-Nasty said, pressing play. D-Nasty showed Derpy, Dinky, Vinyl, Octavia, and Trix chapter 1 through 6, and each one they felt themselves get wrapped up in the story. When they finished, D-Nasty put away his remote and looked at them. Pretty cool, huh? D-Nasty grinned. That was so cool. Dinky gushed. That Naruto is quite the amazing stallion. Octavia smiled. Amazing. Try spectacular, Tavi. This guy's okay in my book. Vinyl laughed. Trixie can agree on that. Trixie agreed. He seems like a nice person willing to help others like that. Derpy grinned. Well, I'm glad you like it, cause you all will learn about Naruto's past. D-Nasty said. If I could, I want to read next. Fluttershy said. Go ahead. D-Nasty smiled, making Fluttershy beam as Applejack tossed her the book. Okay. Fluttershy breathed, easing herself before reading. Chapter 6. Visiting the memories of a past life. Upon returning to Ponyville, many ponies of the town cheered at the return of Princess Celestia, as well as the revival of Princess Luna, as they rode in the golden chariot, followed by Naruto and the other mares. Naruto was feeling a bit uncomfortable since he had never received praise from a large number of people. Everyone laughed or giggled seeing Naruto all nervous, while the mares thought it made him look cute looking away from them. Naruto noticed that Twilight Sparkle had a sad look on her face as they walked to the town hall. Twilight, why are you feeling so down? Said Naruto, drawing the attention of the others. It's just that after finally making friends with you and the others, I would have to go back to Canterlot, Twilight said sadly. Hearing that, Naruto became depressed as well since he enjoys having her around despite the short time they spent together. Looking at Applejack and the other mares, they were also feeling sad at the thought of being separated. See, Twilight, Naruto likes you. Spike grinned at her. It's nice to know that, Spike. Twilight smiled at him, rubbing his head. Hearing what Twilight said, Celestia told Spike to take up a pen and paper to write, I, Princess Celestia, hereby decree that my student Twilight Sparkle is to remain in Ponyville to learn about friendship with the element bearers, as well as study on the new element of harmony, and send reports about her research, said Celestia, smiling gently as Twilight hugged her in happiness. Naruto and the mares were happy at not having to be separated. Pinkie Pie was about to dash off before Naruto used his tail to grab her. Now hold on there, party planner. Remember I said that I would tell you my story after the battle with Nightmare Moon, said Naruto, bringing their attention to him. But before we leave, I will need Apple Bloom, Sweetie Belle and Scootaloo to come along. They should also hear of this as I don't like keeping secrets from those I care about. As soon as the fillies arrived, Princess Celestia used her magic to teleport them to the royal castle. The mares, especially Rarity, were excited to be there but calmed down since they wanted to learn more about their friend. After being led to the throne room, everyone turned to Naruto to begin his story. So tell us about your life before coming to Ponyville, said Celestia, with Luna standing next to her wanting to learn about the stallion who saved her. Everyone but D-Nasty leaned forward ready to learn about Naruto. Geez, I don't know where to begin, Naruto was saying when his glaive appeared in a flash of light. Kasei no ha. But I didn't call you out. The glaive glowed brightly, forcing every pony to close their eyes. When they opened them, they were standing in a forest with a large tree at the center of it. Where are we? Asked Rainbow Dash, looking around. This is my mindscape. Kasei no ha thought it would be better that I show you my memories of my past life, so it drew all of you in, said Naruto, who stood at the bottom of the large tree. Didn't his mindscape look like a sewer? Vinyl asked. It must have changed. Luna said. You mean you had a past life before you came to Equestria? Said Rarity with a look of surprise. Yes, back then, I used to be a human in my world like this, said Naruto, transforming into his human form, surprising the others. I read about creatures called humans in the books. There used to be some in Equestria, but they all disappeared without a trace, said Twilight. It would seem that they disappeared to other worlds. I was there when it happened, said Princess Celestia, with Luna agreeing. Did that happen here too? Applejack asked. It probably did a long time ago to where I can't remember. Celestia said. I wouldn't be surprised if it did. D-Nasty said. Well, in my world I used to live in a land called the Elemental Nations, and there are villages called the 5 Shinobi villages where ninjas live, said Naruto. You mean those warriors who fight in the shadows, use smoke to hide, and all those cool stuff, said Pinkie Pie, bouncing around excitedly, much to Naruto's amusement. Pinkie asked the same thing. Fluttershy giggled as Pinkie bopped her head, sticking out her tongue. Yes, and I used to be one. I lived in the Hidden Leaf Village, which is one of the 5 shinobi villages, said Naruto, as a large mirror appeared and displayed an image of a village. As the ponies looked closer, they saw the stone faces on the mountain was painted with, and that a younger Naruto was running away from 2 older humans, whilst carrying a can of paint, to which they all laughed. Everyone else laughed when they saw that. What the? Derpy giggled. What was that? Applejack laughed. It will be explained. D-Nasty chuckled. Naruto, what was that all about, asked Rainbow Dash while laughing with the others wondering the same thing. When I was still at the village before I became a ninja, I used to play pranks on the village to get attention, and even the high-ranked ninjas could never catch me, said Naruto with a smirk. But why strive for attention? I'm sure your parents were there to support, said Applejack. Hearing that, a look of sadness appeared on his face which gave the mares a bad feeling. Everyone else felt sad remembering how Naruto lost his parents after he was just born. Well, to tell you the truth, a demon fox had attacked the village, and my father, who was the village leader along with my mother, sacrificed their lives to seal it away in a newborn baby, which was me, and died believing that I would be treated as a hero, but the villagers believed that I was the reincarnation of the fox and mistreated me since then, said Naruto. Upon hearing that, the mares were shocked. Fluttershy, Pinkie Pie and the fillies began to cry, wondering why something like that should happen to a pony like him. So that's why you always support me, because you know the feeling of loneliness, thought Scootaloo. Scootaloo smiled, feeling Naruto understood her. It's a surprise that you didn't fall to darkness like any pony would have. How come? Said Celestia, to which Naruto smiled gently. It's because I met people who saw me for who I am and not for what I contain. They also taught me that when I want to protect those precious to me, that's when you gain true strength, said Naruto, while looking the mares, especially Luna, who nodded in understanding. Everyone smiled at how Naruto felt about gaining strength to protect those important to you, and they all felt the same, having someone they would protect. Afterward, Naruto showed them his memories from his first mission, the invasion, which frightened Fluttershy a bit when they watched him against a boy who was also a container like Naruto, the battle against Orochimaru until they reached his last memory. What happened here, Naruto? Asked Rarity, who was pointing at the image of Naruto facing off against his teammate. Back at the ninja exam, Sasuke had received a cursed seal from that snake which gave him power but corrupted him as well, and with his desire to avenge his clan, it made him leave the village to join Orochimaru in order to gain more power, said Naruto. I believe Sasuke was in the wrong there. Octavia frowned. I agree. Power isn't everything. Luna said. Tell it, sister. Trixie agreed. I believe you went after him in order to bring him back to the village, since he is your friend as well as your teammate, said Twilight. Naruto nodded in response. I was assigned to a squad to bring him back, and we split up to face each of Orochimaru's elites till I was the last one to catch up with Sasuke. I tried to reason with him, but he wouldn't listen, so we fought, said Naruto, as the memory of the battle was displayed. The battle escalated when he used the power of the cursed seal, forcing me to use the power of the nine-tailed fox to fight back, and in the end, we clashed with our best techniques with him killing me, but I knocked him out. Then how did you come to Equestria? Asked Luna, trying to hold back tears along with the mares, who were sad at how things turned out for the blonde stallion. When I died, I met Kami-sama, who is the god of my world. She asked me what I wanted to do with the soul of the nine-tailed fox, which I requested to be sent back to its own world, as I found out that the fox was under someone's control when he attacked the village. That's also when Kasei no Ha appeared and chose me to be its wielder, and the fox unlocked my power as sign of apology before I was reborn in Equestria, said Naruto. I felt what Naruto did for Kurama was nice. Dinky smiled. I agree, sweetie. It shows even the meanest people can change if you give them a chance. Derpy smiled at her daughter. But Naruto, don't you miss them back in your world? Asked Fluttershy worriedly. It's true that I miss them, however I have you all who are precious to me, and I will be with you forever, and that's a promise, said Naruto with a foxy grin, making the fillies run up to Naruto and hug him. The mares were also happy to hear that he cares about them very much. Seems Naruto would rather stay with us than his world. Rarity smiled, as did everyone else. Is the power the fox gave you the one you used back at the Evertree Forest? Asked Twilight. Yes, it enables me to use my chakra to form anything as well as enhance my physical abilities. Also I can use magic, but I need to learn how. I'm sure you could teach me, said Naruto, to which she nodded. My Kasei no Ha is a special glaive that can transform into anything I wish during battle, and I am still training to master its power. Soon the glaive glowed brightly again, and they were back in the throne room and returned itself back to Naruto. So what will you do now, Naruto? Will you travel throughout the land? Asked Applejack with a hint of sadness that is mirrored by the other mares and fillies. Naruto shook his head in negative. No, I am rather happier staying in Ponyville with you all, as you are all precious to me. Besides, I promised to spend a day with each of you, said Naruto with a foxy grin, making the mares blush at the thought of spending time alone with the stallion. Looks like certain ponies are going to be glad to spend a day alone with Naruto. Trixie teased, making the main six blush. After giving Princess Celestia the elements of harmony, Naruto and the mares were transported back to Ponyville, not before he promised to visit every once in a while. That was pretty short. Dinky pouted. Yeah. I mean, we have a understanding of his past but not much. Rainbow Dash frowned. Don't worry. Cause now I'll show you guys Naruto's past myself. D Nasty grinned, taking a remote and turned the channel to where Naruto being in an orphanage. So sit back, relax, and we'll see his entire backstory to his and Sasuke's fight. Ooh, I can't wait. Scootaloo shook in excitement. Well then, let's begin. D Nasty said, clicking play. The screen turned blank, ending the scene from where Naruto and Sasuke clashed their Judas. And that was Naruto's life that lead up to that point in time. D Nasty said. Man, talk about living hard. Rainbow Dash muttered. Even Trixie thinks some of the things in that world are unfair. Trixie frowned. Even though I feel sorry for Sasuke, I'm still mad he was willing to throw away his friendship with people and kill Naruto for power. Pinkie Pie huffed. You said it, my dear. That brute doesn't deserve Naruto's friendship. Rarity nodded in agreement. That Orochimaru guy scares me. Dinky shuddered. I know, sweetie. Derpy agreed, comforting her daughter. I admire Naruto's resolve. Even when things were done he still pushed through and tried to look at the best of things. Fluttershy said. You're darn tootin', Fluttershy. Applejack nodded. Anyway, since you've seen Naruto's life, I hope you got a better understanding of who he is. D Nasty said. I believe we all have. Celestia smiled. That's right. Luna smiled. He really is a remarkable person. Twilight said. HMM. Spike, Sweet Belle, Apple Bloom, and Scootaloo agreed. Well then, who wants to read the next chapter? D Nasty asked. I will. Rarity raised her hoof. Alright. D Nasty said, handing her the book, and began to read. Chapter 7. Days with the Mares. Rarity said. What's that about? Rainbow Dash asked, confused. Oh. I bet it's about the promise Naruto made to us when he was going to take on Nightmare Moon. Pinkie Pie said, bouncing up and down. I think you might be right, Pinkie Pie. Twilight agreed. I wonder how they'll play out. Vinyl wondered. We'll find out. Octavia said. It had been a couple of days since the battle against Nightmare Moon. Things had settled down at Ponyville. Since Twilight, Sparkle and Spike now live in the library, Naruto took a temporal residence at the Apple family's home, much to Applejack's joy and the envy of the other mares. Twilight, Pinkie Pie, Rainbow Dash, Rarity, Fluttershy, Celestia, and Luna frowned at Applejack, who smirked and stuck her tongue out, making them frown more as Derpy, Dinky, Spike, Scootaloo, Sweetie Belle, Vinyl, Octavia, Trixie, and D Nasty snickered. Naruto is currently on his bed thinking deeply about what he plans on how he will spend the days with one of the mares. Pinkie Pie gave a whoop at being right, making everyone chuckle. I wonder what I should do. Thought Naruto, then he looked at the crystals and scrolls that lay on top of the table. Whenever he got time, Naruto would practice on his Fuinjutsu and study the crystals that had piqued his curiosity. Normally the crystal would be transparent, but when he channels his chakra or magic into them, they change colors and then revert back to normal. As for his Fuinjutsu, he would normally use his chakra arms to draw, but lately started using his tail as it is more accurate and clear. He came on a dead end when he realized that only he could properly use the seals, but theorized that magic could serve as a substitute, but needs a medium, which he found in the crystals. Maybe using Fuinjutsu on the crystals would give them a special effect like storage, heating and much more, he thought, but decided to think about it later since he has to spend time with one of the main six tomorrow. Next day. With Pinkie Pie. Yes. I'm first. Pinkie Pie cheered, making the other mares of the main six grumble. The next day, Naruto headed to the town square to meet up with Pinkie Pie to spend time together. When he got there, she was nowhere to be seen. For Pinkie not to be here must mean that she is going to surprise me from out of nowhere, since I always fail to detect her. Despite being a ninja, Naruto signed in resignation. Sure enough, he was tackled to the ground by a pink blur, which revealed to be the excitable mare. Naru. I'm so happy to see you, so what are we going to do today? Plan a party. Run all over the place. Ha, said Pinkie Pie, bouncing around. Actually, Pinks, I was planning that we have fun cooking something for each over. After all, you always treat me to the snacks at the Sugar Cube corner, so I want to do the same for you, and I want you to try out the food from my world, although it will be a bit different from the original, said Naruto, while using his tail to lift Pinkie from him in order to get up from the ground. Okay, Naru. Let's go to the Sugar Cube corner since it's closed for the day. I'm sure whatever you cook will taste great, and I'm also going to bake a cake so that we can eat together, so let's go. Said Pinkie Pie before grabbing Naruto and dragging him to the sweet shop, much to the amusement of the ponies around. Everyone chuckled at Pinkie's excitement while said pony laughed. When they got to the shop, Pinkie immediately began on preparing the cake while Naruto watched from a distance. Whoa, Pinkie really knows how to work her way around the place. That bears testament to how skilled she is at baking, thought Naruto as he looked on for a while, but then got up and approached Pinkie. Hey Pinks, mind if I lend a hoof? I'm sure that it will be quicker and more fun that way, said Naruto, and was then hugged by Pinkie. "You're right Naru, it will definitely be more fun that way so let's get started," said Pinkie Pie. Soon, they went on at the preparations, it was going smoothly, but chaos reared its head when Naruto playfully flicked a bit of batter from the spoon at Pinkie which landed on her face. Retaliating, she flicked a bit of batter back at him, soon the exchange turned into all-out war, resulting in a messy kitchen and the duo laughing at each other. Feeling curious at how the batter tasted, Naruto licked it of Pinkie's face, which left her blushing making him blush as well. Pinkie blushed at that while the others oohed. My, how daring. Vinyl teased. Quite. Octavia grinned. You know I didn't think Pinkie could blush. Derpy giggled. I don't think anyone did. Spike laughed. You guys are mean. Pinkie pouted still blushing making everyone chuckle. Sorry about that, my curiosity got the better of me said Naruto while rubbing the back of his head. It's okay Naru, I would have done the same just for fun, said Pinkie smiling although her heart was beating very fast. After cleaning the kitchen, the duo continued until they put it into the oven. Now that it's in the oven, watch me cook the greatest dish gifted to humans by the gods. Ramen. Said Naruto with pride while Pinkie watched from a distance. Thanks to helping Tucci and AM in cooking the ramen at Ichiraku, he was well knowledge in cooking the dish and soon the soup was bubbling on the stove and is about to work on the dough. Now watch a master at work. Naruto called out to Pinkie Pie who looked on in excitement. Everyone but D Nasty was curious on how Naruto would make ramen now that he was a pony. Naruto formed a Rasengan with a chakra arm which amazed Pinkie and slammed it onto the mixture which began to spin and stir until the technique faded away. With the spinning of the Rasengan, the ingredients would be evened out and make the noodles more tasty said Naruto. Then he formed another chakra arm and proceeded to pound it until it was tough. With that the dough is now firm enough to be made into strings without breakage said Naruto. Then he began to twist and stretch until it's in strings before using the Chikura Hansarasu to cut them. The audience was amazed at Naruto's cooking skills. That was quite amazing. Rarity said impressed. You got that right, sis. Sweetie Belle nodded. Ain't nothing more attracting than a man that can cook, I tell you what. Applejack grinned. That's so cool with what you did Naru, I've never seen anything like it. Said Pinkie Pie who was amazed by the display. Thanks Pinks, now all we have to do is boil the noodles in hot water and then we are all set, said Naruto smiling. After the ramen was ready and the cake had cooled down, they carried them to the table. You may have the first taste Pinks, I'm sure it will be unforgettable said Naruto with anticipation. Pinkie took a bite of the ramen and have a shocked look on her face which worried Naruto until he saw sparkles in eyes. Wow. This has to be the tastiest I've ever had aside from muffins, the others have to try it. Said Pinkie who was barely able to contain herself. B Nasty saw the intrigued look from everyone. If you want I can bring in the ramen Naruto made for you all to try. He offered. We would like that. Celestia smiled. B Nasty snapped his fingers and a bowl of ramen for each person appeared in their laps with the steam from it hitting their noses, making them hungry. When everyone took a bite of the ramen their eyes widened before they ate more with gusto and before you know it, they finished it as they all sighed in content. Now that was tasty. Rainbow Dash laughed. It was the most amazing thing I ever ate. Scootaloo said. No doubt. Apple, Bloom said. Will we be able to have more if we could? Twilight asked. Sure. D Nasty shrugged. Sure but for now it's just you and me, so let's have some of the cake that you made said Naruto. After eating the cake and ramen, he bade farewell to the excitable mare and went back to rest for the next day. Next day. With Rainbow Dash. I guess I'm next. Rainbow Dash grinned. Naruto was heading towards the highest hill in the town, where he and Rainbow Dash often meet up to chat and have fun. As he was trotting to the meeting place, Naruto sensed a slight disturbance in the air and spun to the side, and he used his tail to stretch out to catch a blue blur before it introduced itself to the ground. You really need to work on your landings after all you are the best flyer around, said Naruto with a smirk at the Pegasus who was blushing in embarrassment. Rainbow Dash chuckled sheepishly as everyone else snickered. Sorry about that Naruto, I was trying to surprise you before you get to our usual spot, said Rainbow Dash with a grin. You know if you were a Pegasus I wonder who the fastest in the air would be, since you've proven to be the fastest on the ground. I'm sure that I would lose to you, besides it's not like I would form my ow hold on this gives me an idea. Said Naruto as a look of realization appeared on his face. He closed his eyes and focused on his chakra before calling out Chikura no Tsubasa, then a pair of wings made of chakra appeared from his back. Everyone blinked in surprise at what Naruto just did after flapping them wings to get a feel of them. Naruto turned to Rainbow Dash who had a look of surprise. Can I get some flying lessons from an accomplished flyer such as yourself? Said Naruto with a grin. Sure thing, come on let's get to the hill and I'll show you the basics, said Rainbow Dash with excitement and dragged him to the hill. Why do I always get dragged around? Thought Naruto but wasn't bothered about it much to his surprise. Soon Rainbow Dash had Naruto learning how to use his new wings to fly, and after a few tries, he was able to take off and learn how to glide, ascend and land, although he crashed on his first attempt, making Rainbow Dash laugh at him, calling it karma. After some more training, Naruto became proficient in the ability to fly, which surprised Rainbow Dash. "Whoa Naruto, you aren't a Pegasus, and yet you are flying like one who has been able to do so his whole life," said Rainbow Dash, who was flying beside him. "That rather impressive for someone who was reborn as a unicorn," Luna said, with everyone agreeing. "I was thinking the same thing, but it feels right. Hey Dash, I just got some ideas on aerial acrobatics, which I'm sure the Wonderbolts have never come up with," said Naruto. "Really? What are these ideas of yours?" asked Rainbow Dash with excitement. "Just follow my lead and do what I do," said Naruto, who then picked up speed and rose to the sky. Music start. Super Mario 64 Ost. Powerful Mario. The red button suddenly appeared on the table. "Oh, can I press it, Mr. D Nasty?" Dinky asked. "Go ahead, little one." D Nasty chuckled. Dinky cheered as she pressed the button and a joyful tune played. "Oh, I like this tune." Fluttershy smiled. "Yes, Trixie thinks it's a fun one," Trixie said. Rising to the sky, Naruto flapped his wings and tucked himself in and flipped forward several times and then looped backwards to maintain his flight. Rainbow Dash did the same and was able to pull it off with little air. Naruto then tucked his wings, making him go into a free fall while doing a barrel roll, then he quickly pulled up and ascended to the sky with great speed. "Now that was cool." Derpy smiled. "Now you try it out, but be careful with the free fall," said Naruto. "Sure thing Naruto, I'm sure I'll get it in the first try like the other one," said Rainbow Dash with confidence. She tried the maneuver, but then Naruto realized that she won't be able to break out of the free fall early enough, so he quickly dove after Rainbow Dash and caught her on his back before she crashed to the ground. "Yes, it was harder than it looked." Rainbow Dash frowned. "I'm sorry about messing that move up," said Rainbow Dash sadly, but Naruto shook his head. "It's not your fault, that move was tricky, so all we need to do is practice at it until you can even do it in your sleep," said Naruto with a foxy grin, making the mare blush at his smile and the close contact with his body. "He feels quite warm to the touch," thought Rainbow Dash. "Don't say a word." Rainbow Dash shouted, blushing, seeing everyone smirk at her. Resuming on the practice, Naruto came up with the idea of having Rainbow Dash fly behind him and then overtake him like a slingshot, which he called drafting, which he told her is great strategy to use in a racer competition. Then the duo began to create combination moves. One such example is the dual tornado, where they fly in circles at high speed, which creates a tornado capable of drawing in anything within its range. "But these moves, I'm sure that will be in the Wonderbolts. I'm sure they will let you join, since you can form your own wings," said Rainbow Dash happily. Music end. The music stopped and the button vanished, making some whine at the lost. "Aw, the song ended." Dinky pouted. "It's alright, sweetie. I'm sure we'll hear more songs as the story goes," Derpy assured. "But those were some nice moves you and Naruto did," Rainbow Dash. Scootaloo said. "Yeah, and even I agree that the Wonderbolts would be sure to let Naruto join with the moves he pulled," Twilight added in. "No doubt with Naruto's help I'll be a better flyer." Rainbow Dash grinned. "Maybe, but right now we need to perfect them. Anyway, it's getting late, so I'll see you later," said Naruto, who decided to walk back. After saying goodbye to each other, Rainbow Dash and Naruto headed back to their homes to rest. Next day. With Fluttershy. "Looks like it might turn." Fluttershy smiled. The next morning, Naruto had arrived at Fluttershy's home carrying a picnic basket, and Owl the Blue Jay was sitting on his head as usual, who also wanted to spend the day with the both of them. Knocking on the door, he waited until it was opened by the shy mare. "Hello Naruto," stuttered Fluttershy, although she was happy to see him. He was about to reply when he was suddenly tackled to the ground by the animals, who were happy to see he blonde stallion. Please be careful or you might hurt him." "Looks like Naruto can get along well with animals," Trixie commented. "Yes indeed," Rarity said. "Hello Fluttershy, I was hoping that we would go out and have a picnic, oh, and the others can along as well, since I've packed enough for everyone," said Naruto happily. Unable to say anything since her shyness took over, Fluttershy could only nod while the animals were ecstatic at being allowed to come along. Later Naruto led the group to a large oak tree that grew on the top of tall hill overlooking the town. "This is one of my favorite spots as its view reminds me of the view I would get when standing at the top of the Hokage monument back at the Hidden Leaf Village. Wish we had something like that in Ponyville. That way we could enjoy the view as well." Applejack pouted with the others agreeing. "Do you miss your old home?" asked Fluttershy. "Yeah, I miss my old friends, and there are times I wish that I would visit it once," said Naruto with a look of sadness, which made the shy Pegasus feel a little guilty until she saw him smile at her, But I am happy because I have formed bonds with you, Applejack, Rainbow Dash, Pinkie Pie, Rarity, Twilight Sparkle and every pony else here. But enough reminiscing, let's have some fun. Everyone but Derpy, Dinky, Vinyl, Octavia and Trixie smiled at the though of Naruto liking that he formed bonds with them. Naruto had brought along a ball to play with the animals and soon they played a game of catch. They were able to convince Fluttershy to join in which made her happy. But then one of the birds had injured one of its wings and Fluttershy had forgotten to bring her first aid kit. She was about to fly back to the house when Naruto stopped her. Hold on Shy. I should be able to heal this level of injury said Naruto, then he channeled bit of his chakra to his front hoof over the bird's wing, healing it within a few seconds. It tweeted happily and flew to his head, making Ao glare with jealousy. Everyone chuckled as Ao was jealous that her spot was taken, but were amazed at Naruto's healing ability. Bachan had taught me how to use my chakra to heal small injuries when I don't have a first aid kit said Naruto. Fluttershy sighed in relief as she was worried for the bird's health. After eating the lunch Naruto brought with him, Fluttershy saw him bring out a strange instrument which piqued her curiosity. Naruto W what kind of instrument is that? She asked. This is an ocarina, it's like a flute, but with more holes. I like to play music as it calms my nerves and makes me relax, and I'm good at different types of music, would you like to listen? Naruto said. Fluttershy and the animals nodded. Then he formed his chakra arms to hold it and began to play a tune from the ocarina. The button appeared and Sweetie Belle pressed it this time as the tune played putting everyone at ease cause it was so soothing as he played Fluttershy and the animals began to relax and the winds carried the melody throughout Ponyville and any pony who heard it felt at peace. A certain light gray Pegasus who was at her home heard it as well. Hey, that's me. Derpy smiled. This melody makes me feel calm as if there is nothing to worry about. I wonder who is playing it. I hope to meet the pony she thought. Meanwhile upstairs a filly looks out of a window when she heard the song as well. I'm there too, Mom. Dinky giggled. I feel warm and happy listening to this song. I wish Mom and I would meet this pony. I hope it's a stallion she thought happily before going to bed, using the song as a lullaby. Elsewhere a dark gray earth pony listened to the song with interest. What do you know? I'm there as well. Octavia grinned. Whoever is playing this song is quite talented. I hope to meet this pony at an opportune time she thought before trotting away. Back with Naruto, when he finished playing the song he looked around to see that all of the animals had fallen asleep, then he saw Fluttershy sleeping while leaning onto him and his tail had subconsciously curled around her. It didn't take long until Fluttershy woke up and noticed how close she is with the stallion. She let out an eat before hiding behind the oak tree, trying to hide her blush. Fluttershy blushed and bowed her head in embarrassment as everyone chuckled. SSS sorry about sleeping on you Naruto said Fluttershy while peeking from behind the tree. It's fine Shy, I'm okay with it, said Naruto with a foxy grin. Her behavior is just like Hinata, but it doesn't bother me at all he thought. Fluttershy smiled at the thought she was like Hinata. Let's wake the others up and I'll escort you home Fluttershy nodded in agreement. Soon Naruto saw her off at her home before heading home. Next day. With Rarity. Looks like it's my turn. Rarity smiled. Naruto had arrived at the Carousel Boutique to meet with Rarity. Knocking on the door it was open to reveal the white unicorn. Hello Naruto, it's good to see you I was just thinking of you, said Rarity smiling happily. Hi Rare, good to see you too and please stop teasing me said Naruto while blushing in embarrassment. Rarity giggled softly at the blonde stallion's reaction. He is rather cute when he's blushing. Rarity giggled. You can say that again. Vina laughed. Anyway, I will need your help in making some clothes for a special event at Canterlot and I hope to learn of your clothes from your world, said Rarity. Sure thing Rare, I even need your help in making some clothes, plus I've got some ideas for you, said Naruto getting himself ready to help out Rarity. Later on, Naruto served as Rarity's mannequin as she used her magic to use her tools to fit the fabrics, as well as measure them and cut to size. So far so good but it seems that we are low on gems, but we are close to the deadline, said Rarity with a look of worry. That's not good. Sweetie Belle frowned. Don't worry Rare, I know just the substitute just wait a bit, said Naruto before galloping out of the shop, making the white unicorn wonder what he is up to. It wasn't long when Naruto returned with his satchel which he opened to reveal the crystals. Oh. The crystals he found in the cave. Rarity smiled in realization and excitement. With those kinds of crystals they would make great outfits. Leave it to Rarity to gush over crystals. Luna giggled. Hey there is nothing wrong with beauty. Trixie defended. Where did you get such beautiful crystals Naruto? I've never seen them before whenever I go out gem collecting. Asked Rarity who looked mesmerized at the sight of the crystals. I found them in the cave I woke up from and it seems like they are special cause when I channel either my chakra or magic they change color so I am researching on them but I can spare these said Naruto with a smile. Thank you Naruto. With these crystals, this would be one of my greatest works yet. said Rarity, who jumped at Naruto and hugged him and nuzzled his face, which rubbed his whisker marks, making him purr. D-Nasty, Spike and Scootaloo covered their ears as everyone squealed at the cuteness of what Naruto just did. After a minute, they separated from each other, blushing bright red. Well, let's get back to work, shall we? Everyone oohed at Rarity, who blushed before scoffing at them and turned her head. Why yeah, let's hurry so that we can start on the ideas I have, said Naruto, shaking his head as if to clear his thoughts. They resumed on making the clothes, then they finished and wrapped them in parcels for delivery. Now that we are done with the requests, I needed your help in making some clothes. Of course dear, so what are we making? Said Rarity with a twinkle in her eye. Soon the duo had made a hoodie jacket which was black and orange with a red spiral on the back, a long coat with a hood with a black collar with red flames and a kanji for purity, and a pair of goggles which he now wears around his neck. These clothes look very good on you, makes you quite the handsome stallion. He does look handsome in those clothes. Rarity blushed. Yeah. I think Naru looks cool. Pinkie Pie gushed. Then that makes me the most handsome stallion alongside the most beautiful mare of Ponyville, Naruto teased playfully, making Rarity blush at the thought of it. The real Rarity blushed while the other mares of the main six grumbled as everyone else snickered. Anyway, I'll see you around. After leaving the boutique and on the way back to the house, Naruto thought to himself, I'll need to get back to the cave to get more of the crystals and place a seal on it to prevent trespassers from discovering it. That's actually a good idea. Wouldn't want any pony taking my crystals. Rarity nodded in agreement. Next day. With Applejack. Yeehaw. I'm next. Applejack cheered. Naruto woke up early next morning to spend the day with Applejack, so he put on his new jacket, went downstairs to have breakfast with the Apple family. Good morning everyone, said Naruto. Everyone turned and smiled at the appearance of the stallion. Ever since he moved in, it was never a dull moment with him, as he always livened things up with his personality and antics. Granny Smith often says that he could become part of the family for real by marrying Applejack, which embarrasses both ponies, making them blush red like the apples in the farm. Granny Applejack winned as everyone laughed, but the others from the main six who were irked about the marrying comment. Howdy Naruto, aren't you looking dandy today? You got those clothes from Rarity, right? Cause she is the only one to do so, said Applejack, admiring the new look on the blonde stallion. Thanks AJ, Rare and I made them together since I felt that I need a wardrobe change, since I didn't have much choice of clothes back at where I came from, said Naruto, making the mare nod in understanding, as they don't need any pony to learn of his origins. Ready for the usual apple bucking? Said Naruto as he headed for the fields with Apple Bloom riding on his back as usual. Sure thing Naruto, I'm right behind ya and there is something I want to ask from you, said Applejack, who was close behind. Okay, after we finish with the chores then you can ask me what you need, said Naruto, taking position under a tree to bucket in order to knock down some apples. After Big Mac joined in bucking the apples. The trio worked on gathering the apples and then they went to the stall to sell their daily wares, and when they were done, Applejack led Naruto to the field. So what is it you want to ask of me AJ? Asked Naruto with a lot of curiosity. Well, the thing is that I was hoping that you could teach me how to fight with your fighting style, said Applejack nervously. Everyone but D-Nasty blinked in surprise. Naruto looked surprised, but then asked seriously. Why do you want me to teach you, Piñato? It's because I want to be able to protect my family and friends from harm, because I care about them, said Applejack, while looking determined, to which Naruto smiled brightly. Oh, thanks sis. Apple Bloom smiled, hugging her sister, who chuckled and hugged her back, as everyone else smiled at Applejack at the thought of her wanting to protect them. Then my answer is yes, said Naruto happily, and found himself in a bear hug by Applejack, who was happy to be taught. Later on, Naruto was teaching the mare the basic katas of the fighting style, since he knew that she was fit to do it. Applejack, you must remember that when facing an opponent, you must be aware of your surroundings, as anything can either help or obstruct you in the battle. You must also know when you must attack, defend, or better yet counter, as attacking an opponent deals more damage than normal. When against an enemy who uses long-range attacks, then he must be weak at close combat. A close-range opponent is helpless against long-range attacks, said Naruto. He knew how to teach due to spending time with Konohamaru, Mogi and Yuden when he didn't have any missions. Sounds like Naruto's a pretty good teacher. Spike grinned. Is there anything else I should be aware of? Asked Applejack, who was listening with rapt attention. You must be very careful when fighting against enemies who have a lot of experience, as they will make it difficult for you to get a hit on them. I'm sure you remember seeing that in one of my memories, said Naruto. Applejack nodded, remembering the battle he had with Kabuto. And another thing, I want to tell you what my teacher back then told me. Those who break the rules are trash, but those who abandon their comrades are worse than trash. Let's get going before we're late for dinner, said Naruto, helping Applejack up with his tail, and the duo headed back to the house, eat and sleep because of the training. And that became the very philosophy Naruto lives by. Celestia smiled. Got that right. Nasty chuckled. Next day. With Twilight sparkle. Yes, I'm the last one. Twilight smiled. Naruto was at the front of the library where Twilight and Spike now resided. Knocking on the door, it was answered by the young dragon. Hey Naruto. It's great to see you. Said Spike happily. The baby dragon had taken a liking to the blonde stallion, as Naruto often drops by when Twilight is out to keep him company and treats him to the gems he finds from the caves during his explorations and enjoys the stories of Naruto's pranks from his dimension. Well, isn't that nice? Octavia smiled at Naruto, wanting to keep Spike company. Yo Spike, how's it going? Is Twilight around? Said Naruto, smiling at the dragon. Yeah, she is inside waiting you, and I can tell she is excited to learn more about you and your powers, said Spike. Thanks Spike. Oh, I almost forgot. Here is some of your favorite gems I found in a cave. Just be sure to hide from Twilight or she will fuss about me spoiling you too much, said Naruto, winking at Spike, who winked back before entering inside to meet with Twilight, who reading a book. Spike. Twilight frowned. Oh come on Twilight. I can't function without my gems. Spike protested. That reminds me, would you like another cheesecake flavored gem? Nasty asked. Yes please. Spike shouted before Twilight could say otherwise. Nasty snapped his fingers and a large cream-colored gem appeared in Spike's lap, who began to eat it with gusto, making everyone laugh while Twilight sighed at the sight. Hi Twilight. How are things going for you? Said Naruto, smiling at Twilight, who smiled in return. Hello Naruto, it's good to see you. Things are okay with me and I was hoping to talk to you about your powers and other things, said Twilight. You always did want to learn new things. And considering Naruto is from a different world, that just buzzes your interest. Celestia giggled, making Twilight chuckle and embarrassment, blushing. No problem, so what is it you want to know? Said Naruto, who sat across the table ready to answer her questions. Well, I wanted to know about this energy that you call chakra, as I've read a lot of books but found nothing helpful, said Twilight, who had a pen and paper ready using her magic. Well, chakra is an energy created by combining physical energy and mental energy. It enables any pony who uses it to perform feats that no normal pony can perform, and it also serves as a source of life, so should one completely exhaust his chakra, he dies, said Naruto. That still seems pretty heavy if you run out of chakra. Scootaloo frowned. It's just how things are, little one. Nasty said. Okay then, what can you do with chakra? Can you give me some examples? Said Twilight, writing on the paper. I've seen ninjas from different villages use their chakra to execute techniques with the elements like shoot fire, wield lightning, control water and other things. I used to create solid copies of myself in battle, and a certain elite ninja could perform illusions. However, all of these techniques require us to use our hands to form a string of certain signs to perform, but there are some techniques that don't require hand signs. For example, now that I am a pony I can't use clone duplication anymore, but I can use my father's technique, the Rasengan, said Naruto, forming a chakra arm to create a spiraling ball of energy which amazed Twilight. No matter how many times I see the Rasengan, it's still awesome. Rainbow Dash chuckled. I know. I could do something like that. Pinkie Pie laughed. I think that would be most irresponsible to use a technique like that, Pinkie Pie. Nasty sweat dropped as everyone else nodded their head in agreement with Pinkie, pouting at them. You guys are no fun. She said. No, we're just not that crazy. Everyone thought. Thanks for telling me Naruto, I'm sure to learn more from you later on, so is there anything that you want to know? Said Twilight, putting the pen and paper away. Naruto thought deeply before remembering something that was at the back of his mind. Actually, I wanted to know more about magic since it is foreign to me. I already know about the basic information and how to channel it to my horn, but I need your help on how to use it. Said Naruto. I can teach you about levitation and other basics, but magic is capable of doing a lot of things as new magic is discovered everything, said Twilight, displaying an example by levitating a book from the top of a bookshelf. Naruto tried it as well and was able to levitate a book from the shelf thanks to training on his Shikura no Sosa Jutsu, which made it easier to use his magic. Since Twilight says that you can create your own magic, since there is no fixed element on a pony unlike back at the elemental nations, then I wonder if. Thought Naruto, then he asked Twilight, can you take me to where there is a lake? With a look of curiosity, Twilight teleported the both of them to a nearby lake. What do you plan to do, Naruto? He didn't answer but channeled magic to his horn, making it glow orange, and then a stream of water rose from the lake and slammed into a tree, surprising the mare. What was that? She shouted. Cool. Spike, Scootaloo, Sweetie Belle, and Apple, Bloom shouted. Well, I thought of using magic to create a stream of water and it worked. I got the idea from a certain ninja I met on a mission. I think I'll call it Water Stream, said Naruto, rubbing the back of his head. Is it possible for me to learn it? Asked Twilight with a look of excitement, to which Naruto nodded. Yeah, the magic is in a way that a lot of unicorns with good control of their magic can use it, and if I come up with any more, then you'll be the first to know, said Naruto. Twilight blushed at being able to learn new magic with the blonde stallion. Let's return, it's been a long day for the both of us. I don't want to hear it. Twilight shouted as half of everyone smirked at her, while the other half gave her the stink eye. Soon after leaving the library, Naruto checked out the Apple's mailbox and saw a message addressed to him from Mayor Mare. Then he went to his room and opened the letter to read, and by the time he was done reading, Naruto was smiling happily. With this I can finally commence with my plan for a certain some pony, he thought. Taking off his jacket, Naruto went to bed thinking of how happy a certain pony would be. What if Naruto has inheritance and My Little Pony end here, and thanks for watching my video till the end.